go.
And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 413 of Fans of Power. I'm Joe Amato, and I'm here with my partners in crime, Nesty Nathan Kennedy, Rebecca McDonald, a.k.a. Newt, and the Dr. Dushin Mitrovic. See, I'm getting better and better with my ways, doing it and pointing and everything. Pretty spot on, getting better, getting just a little bit.
Ren was at ZoloCon this weekend, so
Yes.
he's not on the show tonight. But an interesting topic of choice, as you see, Rebecca is sporting the shirt. Joe, that's a design you did, correct? Is that still on your shirt shop?
I'll see if it's still up on TeePublic. It was one based off of the coloring book that I just had to redo. There was a lot of different line art heightening up, and I think I removed stuff out of there.
Oh yeah, I got it on a mug as well.
Oh, cool.
I didn't even plan that.
Just got some
John
mug
made me
action.
the copy, so.
Yeah, like I removed all the like we talked about a storybook and any watermarks and all that, and just left the logo just so it'd be looking cleaner. So I had to create stuff that wasn't there to make it there.
I just double checked, and yes,
I got the poster, and it's an absolutely beautiful piece of artwork.
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you again. I appreciate it.
It's still on your shop, Joe. So link is down below for that. So yeah, go if you want to get you a golden.
He's got both this one and like the more animated version of it, where it's like the girls, all the guardians all lined up.
Yeah, more. Yeah, exactly. More to the anime. I don't know if it's still up there, but yeah, that was the more cartoony looked design instead of like that painted Ken Bar design right there.
Yeah, I love them both. So some of the artwork for this line is just,
It's great. Ken Bar did. I mean, I love it. Didn't he do almost all the illustrations of the at least ones that look painting like that, like on your chest shirt?
Oh, I couldn't tell you if he did all of them or not.
That came out wrong. Yeah, I thought it was Ken Bar that did the material. Yeah. That's just,
I know they're all gorgeous.
What I meant when I said it.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
So yes, the paintings are Ken Bar. As for the coloring art type ones or whatever, I'm not sure. I know those different people. What are you smiling about, Nathan? You were smiling even earlier. Why do you have your shit-eating grin earlier?
I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I was laughing at the one thing, but that was about it.
Well, I mean, even before that, you were smiling, laughing. What the hell? Did I do something? I dropped something, or something happened? It looked like you were laughing.
Yeah, no, there was nothing. Really, honestly, nothing at all.
Right.
You know what's funny is I was going through my stuff and I forgot I had the coloring book with this on it. Like I had bought it at some point, and I'm glad I didn't rebuy it because for some reason I was thinking I didn't have it yet. So this was funny.
How was your coloring book's condition? Did you do any coloring from it? Was it from your childhood?
No. I didn't have any Golden Girls stuff when I was a kid. I didn't know it existed. No, I bought it at some point. And I didn't realize that I had it. It's in good condition.
There's it is good.
A couple things that have some color on it, but nothing terrible or distracting. So, yeah.
And the cover's okay because I've seen a lot of the
book, which is belongs to I can't make out that name. Jillian Johnson.
Yeah, Jillian
Johnson.
Mine
now, Jillian.
Look at that. Could you imagine? You see, she's somehow one day comes across. It's like, wait a second, it's mine.
I don't think the other ones are. The other ones aren't marked. I got the other 3.
And those are all the adventure story books, correct?
Yes, these are the creature and adventure books.
Okay.
They're fucking great.
Yeah, there's not tons of stuff.
Stories, like they're not afraid to fucking kill people.
Right. Like, and I can't wait till we get into that about how deep some of these stories get compared to. Well, we'll make our comparison.
It gets dark.
It
So,
does. And I think everybody knows the comparisons that we're eventually going to do when it comes to that. But
yeah.
before we get to that, and before we get to talking just a little bit of New York Toy Fair, there were some things that were shown that we'll discuss. But I'll say
Oh,
quickly hello.
Joy.
No, it was good shit.
No, go
For me.
ahead, Joe.
We got Will Timpson, JSP, Febmon, Say It Nathan,
Johnny Cock.
Rebel Wookie, Eric Sanchez, John Ballard, Sean Darren, Papa Hood 69. Scrolling. Jonathan Myers, welcome to the show. And I think I got everybody. If I missed anybody, I apologize.
A lot of Golden Girls jokes going on in the chat room. Tonight.
Is I missed? Oh, really? I don't even see how.
Which is totally understandable because
when you first
you say Golden Girl, they're not going to think Galoob Toyline from 84, 85.
You know,
right.
And I get it, but the thing is, I remember Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones and Golden Girls, with an S, plural. But I know when you hear Golden Girl, everybody's
And the Golden Girls ripped off Golden Girl. If anybody ripped off anybody with the name.
There you go. Right. What's up?
There's
Casey
only
Duncan?
one Golden Girl in these stories.
That's right. Absolutely. And it's gonna be fun to discuss this. Like I said, very underrated property, and it just deserved a lot
the
more
stories
respect.
are fantastic, both in this and in like these and in other ones that I've read online. It's like the stories are good.
And even getting into like, well, we'll get to it, but even like the coloring book. There's the storybooks, I mean the stories in the coloring books, and those slightly dark, which you usually don't see, but I guess we want to start off. Why are you smiling, Nathan? You are smiling again.
He's allowed to smile.
Yeah.
Joe, is the man not is the man not allowed to be happy?
I know, isn't that terrible? It's like he's smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling, Nathan? But no, I couldn't smile.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, here we go.
All right. Okay.
This is cool.
All right. Well, you know what? And I'll tell you what. Just a quick little rant, quick little thing. Back in the day, Castle Grayskull, iconic, and it's something that from the front looks foreboding, and you have to open up to have the play set, but no, play features in the front. Snake Mountain, you could have the bridge they go across, the shackles, plays more on the inside. When it came to the Fright Zone, it is all play. It's display and play. Nothing was to the back ever, and you'd have the rubber puppet monster with. In years, though, and even back then, would slightly deteriorate, but it always had the cool features. I love the rock monster, the cage, the tree that would grab, and then you had the puppet monster. And it seemed like it was such an underrated small play set. And a lot of people said, well, it doesn't look like the cartoon. And believe me, nothing against the cartoon, but if it would have looked like the cartoon, we would have had just that the basic display part of the front of it, and then so at the front it looks cool, but then you'd have to go the back again. I like what they did here, and I know that was based basically on some early toy concept art from Ed Watts. It was a different type of like play set, but it's similar, so I know it's based on that. So when I seen this, I'm like, they're adding new stuff with more like faces to the side of the Fright Zone, and the back finally now has functionality and things going on. And it's not many, but there have been people that said, oh man, I wish it was a puppet monster. And you know what? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But for me, I'm thinking, and maybe Mattel thinks too, all right, we do another rubber puppet monster. In years, that falls apart. Or we do a 3D printed version that you stick in there that does nothing. And then when you turn around to look at the back, like right there, you'd see basically an arm sticking out. And you know that this toy line, it's for us adults. It ain't for kids. So nobody's going to be wanting to play with the rubber puppet monster. I like that they have an actual creature. And we know on the box art and in the instruction manuals, it is described as a dragon. So yeah, we're not seeing wings, but I love this fucking thing. This is the best it's the best upgrade they did of any of the
don't necessarily have wings.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. But
Rebecca, it's awesome to see him as a full little creature, and he looks awesome. Like that would look just cool, even if you didn't know what it was from.
Yeah. And it looks it's pretty big. Yeah, and like I said, but it is the biggest upgrade of all the play sets, because admittedly, Castle Grayskull for Origins, I was really let down with the front of it and the paint apps. It looks really neon green, glowy, the eyes. There's nothing foreboding about it. The inside, again, with the things that, you can do inside Castle Grayskull. Yeah, that's great. There were some upgrades, but the outer part, it was a letdown. And Snake Mountain, pretty cool, but then it lost the microphone feature. So that kind of made me go, But that's the best upgrade I think I've seen. And I don't think they've given a price point yet, but I was really happy about this, and it seems like it. In all the groups that I'm seeing so far, everybody is usually. It looks like the majority of people are super excited. The only thing some people maybe were thinking about was the puppet monster, but then when they were thinking, is there really a reason? It looks like they were like, I'm fine with the creature.
I guess with the puppet monster, the only reason they would want to have an upgrade is if their vintage one had deteriorated to a point to where it's not usable or it's ripped apart or whatever. So I could understand that aspect of it. But to your point too, Joe, it makes sense that they would pivot from that and actually just have the creatures fully fleshed out and sculpted and in figure form. So it's totally fine.
Yeah, so that was pretty much probably the best thing of all the reveals. Then we got to some things that I mean, it is what it is with the Thundercats He-Man crossover. Just and I'd like Rebecca's opinion on this. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't get it. I was like, what is this design of She-Ra? I'm not feeling it. I mean, Masterverse fans, if they like it, cool. Now this, let me tell you some cool things but bad things. All right, they're trying to give you a 2-for-1 for the cartoon line of giving you Montork and Orko with removing stuff. One problem there, though, is when you put on the beard, you're still going to see the O. It's like, so it's not Montork, because Montork does not have an O. They should have had, his O should have been up higher, and when the beard came over, it should cover it completely. Maybe that was a bad placement of the beard, and it's possible it happened, but I'm really excited we're getting Montork, but I'm like, but not this way. If that O shows, it sucks. It's just, I don't like it. I love Shadow Weaver, though.
Also, they seem to think that Montork has square eyes rather than wearing glasses.
Oh, with the glasses? Didn't they put a little thing? Oh, there's no thing in the middle?
No, it's just square eyes.
I'm far off. I thought they were
Cheap.
glasses. Yeah.
I thought they put that little line there, like, how he's
but Shadow Weaver has a nose.
It makes him look like one of the droids from the Black Hole. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The square eyes.
No, I don't remember that. I don't. Yeah, that shows my knowledge of other things. I don't know. Is that an old movie or cartoon?
It's an old movie.
It's from late 70s.
It's
Disney.
Disney's ripoff of Star Wars.
But anyways, Shadow Weaver has a nose.
Well, I noticed, even if I'm not mistaken, with classics, I thought they did a slight little bump there. It's a minute, detail. But I'm glad we're getting a Shadow Weaver. She looks good. And then
it's Lionel with jaundice.
Yeah. Grizzlor looks good.
Yeah, Grizzlor looks
What do you
decent.
think? Yeah, Grizzlor looks good.
So I'll be getting him. This is probably
the preliminary version, the 3D sculpt.
Yeah,
because this looks like a piece of shit.
Well, from what I've heard, because they do. I mean, they're trying to make it look just like the vintage ones. But from what I've heard, I think it might only be a 2-pack. This is not going to be a completely new line, because I'm like, don't do that again. We already got Origins.
But they said the same thing for the Origins early on.
Yeah, well, this would be just too much. Like, please, no more lines. Not now. Let's finish up Origins. People got Masterverse. But
are they gonna put it in original packaging, like how when they were released? What were they called? I can't remember what they were called, but they re-released the vintage action figures.
The commemorative line.
I got the He-Man. I've got that He-Man still in his box and everything. Because I'm like, well, I'm never gonna afford a vintage He-Man in his box, so I got that because I'm like, oh, that's the closest thing I'll get to that. But those were cool.
Nathan, do you have the final version of those two figures?
No.
The picture.
That bow looks really weird.
All I got is this.
What is it about?
I'll send you the picture then. Because
first, I think I don't know if it's the placement of like his collar, / armor there,
odd. And his face sculpt he looks weird.
Yeah, the face.
Could you zoom in on his face?
He's like, I don't know. It's not Bo. But it's not.
It seems a little off to me.
He's off. Yeah.
Like
if you replace the head, it would be fine.
Yeah, because I like the look and the colors and everything else for him. It looks like it's pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Masterverse one. Now, I'll be honest. If the wings weren't there and he had a cape, I could see a Mike Young Productions face. Like if you zoom in, that has an inspiration. It looks like Mike Young Production Hordak face. That serpent staff of what we've seen of old art of Hordak back in the day. I was like, I don't collect the Masterverse line, but I do pick and choose stuff. Like I have Scareglow. I would get this. So I mean, it's possible if I get it, I could take off those bat wings and put on a cape. He's
Yeah, he
actually
drank a
not
Red
bad.
Bull and he's got some wings now.
That's exactly.
Ah,
And then
look at this gaudy mess.
Yeah, these Thundercats
That's
figures.
busy.
They're not
They're
for
just-
me.
Awful.
Yeah,
There's no
They're
zero
big.
I guess
taste.
we're selling well though. If
Look at that face.
yeah.
there's an
Bitch.
actor from the 80s.
What is
hold
this
up.
emotion?
I know who the fuck this is. You guys keep going.
Oh, what that
What
face
is-
there,
It
Rebecca?
looks exactly like this guy.
What is that
Hmm.
emotion there? Hey, it's Cobra
This I
Commander.
don't get. Now,
G.I.
now
Joe
this, I'm
Masters
gonna
of
be
the
honest.
Universe.
Again, if people like that, cool. But this, I don't like when some things are too busy. You're looking at this, and when they have tubes and stuff, I can understand, aesthetically when they have things when there's hydraulics, cool stuff. I get tubes and things. But this, I'm like, why for Terror Claws? Why the helmet? That is a busy figure. I don't think it looks amazing. It just looks busy.
And
Just
that's
busy.
that's all we had. I'll show off the final thing. What was there more? This was just a smattering of photos I got from.
I think that
There's
might have.
the-
I think that might have.
There are
might have been
pictures
it,
on
but
Toy Arc.
All right. Michael Prieston.
Okay,
That
I'll be
is
curious to see what this guy looks
exactly-
like.
I'll send Nathan a picture of him.
Pop this.
And really quickly, back to that 2-pack, or what I believe is going to be a 2-pack, Rebecca, of He-Man and Skeletor. I think that might be in a 2-pack. I don't know if they'll be single, but possibly they could do single card. It's almost like when
I just
Masterverse
didn't know if
did
if they
their
were
2-pack.
if it's going to be
Now
exactly
that
like
looks better.
Yeah,
Yeah, they look fine
this
to
is
me.
what I want.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tell me that
those
one
look
He-Man
good. I
doesn't
hope
look
it would
like
be.
that guy.
I
Even
can see what
though
you're
one
going
of
to say. But yeah,
Even though one of the He-Man's eyebrows are a little bit off center, but they'll fix that for the final version,
Mm.
hopefully.
yeah. And maybe they will be in the vintage packaging,
Well,
Rebecca.
tell me
Oh,
that
boy.
He-Man didn't look like that.
You got to get a side by side of him and him, or at least a
Yeah,
back and
I'll,
forth. Because
I'll open it back up here.
and what's this guy from, Rebecca? What movies
I
or
know him
shows?
from Fairy
or-
Tale Theater, but apparently he's a famous, well-known actor. So I'm sorry if I'm ignorant
That's
and
fine.
he's been in something
Oh
great.
wait, we got to see this when he does the movement. Okay, it's interesting.
His
The
jaw's
nose,
big.
yeah.
The He-Man's thing,
Maybe
his jaw's
big
bigger,
jaw.
but like
Yeah, and that
That's
lip,
what I
maybe
saw.
the mouth. Yeah, he's
Michael
Oh
it's
yeah,
Easton,
interesting.
as He-Man.
Joe. There's one reveal that Nathan skipped. Battle Cat Man.
Oh, there was another.
Oh,
What
was
it?
Battle Cat Man.
That's
Like,
okay.
Yeah,
wasn't
we
this
know
the
that
first
story.
time revealed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wholly new original figure.
Yeah, completely original. Never to been seen anywhere else, and design wise, whatever. But no, so that was the New York Toy Fair reveals, and I think that was all of them. But so I mean, there was a lot of things I'm excited about. Some things,
Hits and
I-
misses for me.
and just yeah, some hits and misses. But I will get.
You-
back.
I don't think I'm gonna get that She-Ra.
It's weird.
It's hard for me to pass up a She-Ra figure because, like, with you and Orko, Joe, like you just collect anything with Orko on it.
Mhm.
That's how I am with She-Ra. I'm like, well, it's She-Ra. I kind of have to get it, but it's not true because I didn't get the DreamWorks dolls. I didn't get Pops just because I'm not interested in those. I don't really want them on my shelf. So
Mhm.
I am picky and choosy with some of it, but if it's
Did you do
at
that
least a
other
decent
Masterverse one?
She-Ra.
Wasn't
which
there
one?
another Masterverse one of She-Ra? Or no? Am I wrong? Didn't they
I
do
didn't
a
get that
Masterverse
one. I
She-Ra?
wasn't too impressed
Oh,
with that one. The one with the the emblem
the
that's
weird
messed up
face?
because
Yeah, the emblem because of the articulation from the chest area to the
Yeah.
stomach, so it
yeah,
off
I didn't
centers
like
that.
that
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
and
So-
she
You know, you know how many
Strange face.
you know how many of those reveals I'm gonna be picking up, Joe?
You're gonna say none.
Zero.
0. Absolutely none of it.
Big old goose egg,
Yeah.
But
I'm good.
but
Like,
I'll
I
I'm
like
getting
the
all-
Did you guys see the Four Horsemen's Barbarian? He looks cool.
No.
It's a
Wait,
generic barbarian, and he looks just like Conan. It looks like you can turn it into
Oh,
Conan
really?
really easy. He looks cool. It's really cool.
did they have more reveals too, or
I think it was just that one this weekend.
okay? I didn't know. I didn't see that. Let's see what Nathan's got. He's popping it up.
I'm still trying to find it.
You could easily
Oh.
make it a Mythic Legions, a He-Man, Conan. You know, it's a generic barbarian, so he looks really awesome.
Is
He's
it
got
for the
that
Mythic Legions
He's got that
line, though, or
Frazetta
is
like
it-
face. No, it's for their
Okay.
Mythic Legions line.
Oh, it is for the Mythic Legion line.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I guess I'll go
Yeah,
to
that was.
Toy Arc and try to find it. It's in
What
here
would you call it,
somewhere.
Rebecca? Just Mythic Legion
It's
barbarian figure?
barbarian, yeah.
I know Loyal Subjects had some stuff where it's mask and they're doing gym, but it's going to be dolls and not like just.
I
action
wasn't
figures
too
like-
impressed with those. So they
Yeah, I
didn't get the
wasn't either.
outfits even right on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
They had the
but-
Jericho. I saw the Jericho outfit, and I'm like, it's white. They made it white and blue, and I'm like, hers is pink and blue, and the stripes are even thicknesses on her. Where in this one, it's like a thick white stripe and a thin blue stripe. I'm like, is that wrong? That's not Jericho's outfit.
And did you say they're dolls or action figures?
They're dolls.
Dolls. They haven't done action figures for Jim yet, which they should.
I'm surprised
yeah.
they haven't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe, did you want to make mention of the Club Gray Skull from Mattel Creations that's up now?
Oh, well, yeah, they. It was a few days ago. They're now it's for $9.99 for the year. You will get the chance to get exclusive. I mean, for like when it comes to the figures that go up on Mattel Creations, you get first dibs on them maybe a day before. I don't know if you have the chance to just get an exclusive figure throughout the year. You could take parts in polls and surveys and things like that, but it's $9.99 to join up on Mattel Creations for Club Grayskull. So, and I think they already did one poll to where, what would you like to see? What vehicle would you like to see? And you could, I don't know if you can vote on a couple or an order, but they have, I think, Battle Ram, Attack Track, and Dragon Walker, and others. And it seemed like the majority of people that were voting, I think, were going for Attack Track and Battle Ram. And I would hope that if they do Attack Track, that it actually has a battery function, seeing as Eternia playset has a battery function. Attack Track needs that. I mean, that's what it's known for. I'd hate to see that just feel like the monogram kit one that I have.
Sure. Electronics, they fall apart over time. So, it
shoot.
would be like
No,
a
shoot, mine's
rubber puppet.
There you go. There's the
that's cool.
legendary
That's cool.
barbarian.
You
Oh,
see,
yeah,
he's
look
got
at
a
that,
He-Man
not
hair.
human head.
I like
Yeah,
that.
see, he's
He-Man
got-
hair. Cool.
The He-Man hair. You got Conan, and then you got a red head, and then the
That's cool.
helmet head is fucking cool too. So yeah, that's awesome.
That is. When's that supposed to come out? Or was that an exclusive at
well,
the show or something?
you can pre-order it, but I don't know when it's gonna come out. It's
Okay.
It says this new Mythic Legions figure made a surprise debut at the show, but this is not the only event he will be offered. In fact, the legendary barbarian will be available for sale for $50 at every single live event we do for 2025. While we only have
Wow.
Yeah, I
limited
was gonna
numbers
wait
of
to
this
pick 'em up.
figure available at each event, Legionnaires
Okay.
have numerous chances to grab one of these from us in 2025. So yeah, you need
That
to.
will sell out everywhere. You could see
Yeah.
that. That's going to sell out
I'll
every
pick one
single
up whenever
time.
I can.
No, that looks amazing. And quick,
He's
just to go
awesome.
back to you, Dushin. I know you were
Yes.
saying that the batteries. No, every
Yeah,
one of
the
my
batteries
He-Man vehicles
leak.
still work.
The batteries leak,
They-
Joe. It's
still work.
better
After-
to remove that. It's better to remove that.
I mean, you could take them out, but I'm saying you could still.
Yeah, but
have-
it's like with the Fright Zone monster. It's bad. It has to be sculpted better.
Okie dokie. All right. Well,
What
that was
did-
all the stuff from.
Did you with Golden Girl moving into the topic? Did you want to do the storybook first, or you want to show off the toy line accessories first?
If me and Joe are gonna read the story, maybe we should do that first, so we're not
Okay.
rushing to read it and going over
Okay.
Yeah.
time.
All right.
Yep, you get a little back. Obviously, you're gonna get a background on the story, and a character that you've never seen in figure form. But
Hey, look, artwork from the time when they didn't underestimate kids.
It's gorgeous. And the story-wise too, they didn't underestimate kids. Like I said, in almost all of these stories, there's some kind of death, and especially in the Create Your Own Adventure books, where there's some violent deaths. It's really fucking cool.
No, absolutely. We'll discuss even after we read this. But long ago, before history as we know it, there was a time shrouded in myth, a time of wondrous adventure. This was the time of Golden Girl, guardian of the Gemstones.
And I love I love how you go through that little opening bit here. When you flip to the next page, this is everybody.
Yeah, cast of characters.
Yeah, really like that a lot.
And none of them are cartoony, like in modern storybooks.
Right.
I haven't picked up a modern storybook, so I couldn't tell you.
And Rebecca, weren't they all released at launch, or am I wrong?
Yeah, they're all I got all those action figures. Action dolls.
Okay.
And these did come out before She-Ra. I got my glasses on because I'm going to be reading.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, all these line was released before She-Ra, but She-Ra was copyrighted before Golden Girl. So
it was like maybe
they were developed
by
at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And I believe there were people who worked at Mattel who came to work on Golden Girl. I know there were some people who worked on Mattel that came to work with Galoob at the time this was made. So whispers back and forth, hey, they're making an action heroine line. I'm sure who came up with the idea first.
There are elements from the Wonder Woman, though, like the whole game aspects.
Oh yeah, the what is it called? In Wonder Woman, it was just called Bullets and Bracelets, but they had other games as well. But yeah,
basically, like similarity between this and She-Ra are at best coincidental.
It's in looks only. The story, the world building is so different.
Quite different, and this is more serious. And just
she's such a different character than She-Ra, which you'll find out her backstories in this story. So.
Absolutely.
Well, let's check out the art right here first, and then I'll zoom in, Joe.
Yeah, the artwork is amazing. Yeah, me and Joe are going to take turns reading this, and I apologize. Yes. I am dyslexic, so if I stumble over words, that is why.
And Nathan's going to zoom it in for me for my screen. Okay. All right. And me, I'm looking through my eye holes. But
yeah, I just got to read the screen. At least I have the book in front of me. So
here, let me do this, Joe. So it's a little bit bigger there for you.
Yeah.
All
right. Before history as we know it, there was a time of great adventure. In that long ago time, barbarians ruled most of the world. There were only a few places where people lived in fine cities or on peaceful farms. One of those lands was Argonia. The people of Argonia lived on a small group of islands ruled by a wise old king. They had been safe and happy for years, but now they were afraid. The barbarians who lived to the north of Argonia had grown jealous of its wealth and comfort. They were gathering for an attack. Their leader was a fearsome warrior named Ogra, who wore a skull for a mask. Argonia's small army was far outnumbered, and now their old king was sick with an illness the doctors could not cure. He would not be able to lead them much longer. The king had two daughters. One, Celeria, was good and kind like her father. The other daughter was called Dragon Queen because she was a sorceress who used evil magic. She had a heart as dark as midnight. Now, for the side of the screen, obviously you can see who Celeria is and who...
yeah, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah,
which one's
if you
the evil one?
Because, yeah, and just the reason I want you to absorb a little of Celeria is she's unique. And yeah, just remember what she's looking like.
All right. Oh yeah, you got to do the ding, Joe.
Ding.
Oh, are we doing dings? Okay.
So,
Joe, are you gonna go?
Rebecca? Oh, do you want
me?
No, you finish this part, and I will take over.
Okay. All right, okay. The king and his daughters lived in the beautiful Palace of Jewels, and the palace was a table shaped like a star. It was called the Shield of the Stones. On each of the star's points was a perfect gem of gold, sapphire, jade, onyx, and ruby. The Shield of the Stones could protect the people of Argonia from their enemies. But to use its power, they had to find a magical stone called the Gemstone. The Gemstone could give the shield and the warriors who sat at its table magical powers and strength. It had fallen to earth in the most ancient of days, a time that most Argonians did not even remember. Celeria and Dragon Queen decided to search for the gemstone, and together they set out on the quest. Using Dragon Queen's magic, they found a single fragment of the lost gemstone and brought it home to Argonia. When they placed it in the center of the Shield of the Stones, the jewels on the shield's 5 points began to glow with power. The dying king knew that he could not lead his people much longer. He called his daughters to him and said, Argonia must now have new leaders who can use the power of the shield against the barbarians. Celeria's eyes filled with tears as she heard her father's words, but Dragon Queen smiled secretly as she thought of ruling Argonia. Is this going to be I didn't know if it was a girl's voice coming up. This is how you will choose our. Oh, because I was going to Rebecca join
He
in.
doesn't want.
Right.
He doesn't want to read the girl parts.
Yeah. This is how you will choose our new guardians, the king said. You will hold the games of the stone, and even you must compete to prove that you are worthy to rule our people. Celeria nodded, and this time Dragon Queen frowned. The smartest and bravest young women from each of Argonia's islands gathered for the games of the stone. They all wanted to become one of the 5 guardians who would use the powers of the gemstone to defend their land.
Yeah, that kicks in. So let's show off the artwork here.
The young women competed in many games of skill. They ran races on foot and horseback. They fought with sword and spear. They leaped and climbed and wrestled. They solved difficult riddles. At last, the champions were chosen from each of the 4 outer islands. The first winner chosen was an amber-haired young woman from the Fire Isle. The champion archer. She used the silver crossbow with the fire-tipped arrows. Her name was Ruby. Next was the green-eyed warrior from the Emerald Islands, whose throwing stones flew from the air to strike their targets and returned every time to her hand. She was Jade. Then came Onyx, whose sword could defeat any foe. The next winner was Sapphire from the Ice Islands. Her magic shield sent out a dazzling white beam that could light up the night or freeze whatever it touched.
Ding.
Ding! Sorry.
No, it's all good.
You want to read this part, Joe? Or do you want me to read this part?
I'll let you continue that one.
Okay. The final guardian seat at the Shield of the Stones, the seat of gold, would be won by one of the king's daughters. She would be the leader of the guardians and the leader of Argonia. After her father, sorry, like I said, that's my dyslexia. Both Solara and Dragon Queen wanted to win the final seat. Solara because she loved Argonia, and Dragon Queen because she loved power. Solara knew her sister would use the power badly if she won. Determined to protect her people, Solara won the final contest. Dragon Queen was furious. You'll regret the day you won, Solara, she hissed, and so will Argonia. I'm not as elegant a reader as Joe.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
She left the contest, Argonia behind. She went to live on the island known as the Storm Isles. No one else had lived on the Stone Isles for many years. It had once been a place of evil, and now it was again. Dragon Queen's one desire was to win Argonia back and be the real queen. She even agreed to help Ogra, the barbarian conqueror, the islands, but the power of the gemstone protected Argonia from every attack. After the king of Argonia died and Solara ruled in his place, Dragon Queen schemed to find a way to get the powerful gemstone. If she seized its power, she could render Argonia helpless. So she used her magic to lure Solara into a secret ambush. Dragon Queen and her followers, Moth Lady, Vultura, and Wild One, tried to steal the gemstone, but Solara saw that it was a trap. She knew the gemstone must not fall into evil hands. Instead of surrendering, she leaped into a bottomless chasm. Her She has him carrying, Gemstone with her. When the Guardians and the people of Argonia discovered that Solara was disappeared with the gemstone, they were angry and frightened. The Guardians searched for another fragment of the gemstone to give their shield power, but they did not know how to find one, because the new champion was needed to help save Argonia from the barbarians. It was announced that the Games of the Shield would be held again. When Dragon Queen heard this, she decided to enter the games. She knew she would win. The last time, only Solara had been stronger and better than she, and this time Solara would not be there. Bling!
And look at that artwork. Yep.
Yeah,
Look at that
dude,
beautiful art.
I want to say I love the design of the villains. quite a
Oh,
bit.
they're fucking sweet, man.
Yeah, I really like it.
And now that's
All right,
what I was
Joe.
saying. Just remember Solaria, what she looked like, because that's it. She actually sacrificed herself. You know, that's rare to see somebody leaping to their death.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get pushed. She sacrificed herself. She went to that bottomless pit with that fragment. And yeah, so it's kind of dark. But all right, there we go. But this time Dragon Queen would face another challenger. In the hot desert lands far to the west lived a young woman called Golden Girl. She belonged to a band of wandering nomads, and she had never heard of Argonia. But she was not happy where she was. She felt as if she did not really belong to her people. They were dark, and she, strangely, was fair. She was called Golden Girl because of her thick golden hair. She had become a good fighter when she was very young because the other children and even the adults had made fun of her. They only stopped when they began to respect her strength and skills. But she was always very lonely because she was different. Then one night she had a strange dream. Solaria appeared to her in a vision and called to her. Solaria told her of the games and that she must go to Argonia to compete. The next morning, Golden Girl left her home. She started east across a great desert that her own people had never crossed. Golden Girl walked for days across the desert. She was very tired and thirsty, but she was not afraid. She knew her dream was leading her to something important. One afternoon, as she traveled, a blinding sandstorm came up. Hardly able to breathe, she took shelter in a cave that rose mysteriously out of the storm. As she waited for the storm to end, she explored the cave. There she found a beautiful piece of crystal. She did not know it, but she had found another piece of the gemstone. That night she dreamed about Solaria again. Solaria told her to keep the stone. When the storm ended, she went on her way again, carrying the stone with her. At last she reached the edge of the desert. Rising above her now were the mountains her people called the Misty Mountains because their peaks.
Check out the artwork
That
here.
always makes me feel-
Look at it. Yeah, and the stone. She's got the stone. Okay. We're always lost in the clouds. She was glad to be out of the desert, but now she faced a new challenge. She began to climb up into the foothills. As she climbed among the rocks, she heard an animal scream with pain and fear. In a valley below, she saw a beautiful white horse with a golden mane and tail. Clinging to its back was a great mountain cat. Quickly, Golden Girl aimed her bow and fired an arrow. The great cat roared as the arrow struck its shoulder. It fell from the horse's back and fled. Golden Girl ran down the hillside to the wounded horse. It seemed.
She knows
Look at
that
that
she had
beautiful
saved his
thing.
life and
Yep,
did not
I
run
think we know
away.
what-
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I started reading.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Oh, no,
yeah,
no,
we
no,
So you guys
appreciate.
can look
the
because
start.
you guys can look at the artwork while I read because I
Yeah,
don't
that's
look
true.
at it.
Yeah,
I don't,
that's
I don't
true.
read
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Let's appreciate the artwork while you read this page.
It seemed to know that she had saved its life and did not run away. As she got closer, Golden Girl gasped. It was no ordinary horse, for a single golden horn rose from its forehead. This was a unicorn. All the legends Golden Girl had ever heard said that humans had hunted unicorns for their magical horns, and they were all gone. This must be the last unicorn anywhere.
Tying it back to when we talked about the movie.
Last
yeah.
mo-
Isn't that weird? How many times have we had a last unicorn? It's
the
like
last
almost 3
the
weeks,
idea of
you
a
know.
last unicorn is a very it's very prominent in storytelling because
Yeah.
you think about how rare and precious unicorns are, and to have something be that precious and rare and then have it be the actual last unicorn, it's There's a reason Peter wrote a whole book called Blasphemy. Okay, continuing. Filled with wonder, Golden Girl approached the unicorn slowly. The unicorn let Golden Girl treat its wounds, but all the while it looked weary and shy, for she was the first human being the creature had ever seen. Golden Girl said goodbye to the unicorn and started on her way again. She never seen such a beautiful creature. She did not try to capture it. She wanted the last unicorn in the world to have its freedom. But before long she discovered that the shining white creature was following her, for it was as lonely as she was. They traveled on through the mountains together. The unicorn showed Golden Girl hidden passages through the peaks, and then one morning the unicorn knelt down and let Golden Girl ride on its back. Golden Girl named her new steed Olympia. Riding on her unicorn, Golden Girl reached the sea at last. She and Olympia sailed onto the islands of Argonia, then went to the Palace of Jewels. So this changes. 1 second, I'm going to pause. It goes from Palace of Gems to Palace of Jewels, and the book's names change from different islands. Ones that are constantly the same, though, are Argonia and the Guardians' names. But yeah, so it's called the Palace of Gems, Palace of Jewels, Palace of Stones kind of thing. But something now. She had never seen a building before because her people lived in tents. There were more buildings than she could count. The Palace of Jewels. I keep wanting to say gems. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm letting you know that. High on the hill above the city was more beautiful than anything she had ever imagined. Many people have come to the city for the games. In their strange and wonderful clothes, they looked like living flowers in a garden. Merchants sold exotic foods and trinkets at stalls along the streets and in the marketplace. But even among all the strangers, ding, Golden Girl and Olympia stood out. The other people stared at her and at the unicorn and murmured to each other. Golden Girl began to feel self-conscious when she reached the arena where the games were being held and saw the Guardians of the Shields. The Guardians of the Shields for the first time. The four proud, beautiful young women stood together, laughing and talking as they were the best of friends. The people who passed by smiled and looked at them with great respect. Golden Girl felt that she wanted more than anything to be one of those women. She went up to them and said, "I am Golden Girl. I have come to compete in the games of the stone. I want to be the guardians like you." She smiled. The guardians stared at her. As everyone else had, they looked at each other and laughed. Surely this strange-looking no-band girl didn't belong here. But the games were open to everyone. "You can try, stranger," Ruby said, "but don't expect to win." Golden Girl felt hurt and surprised. Solora's spirit had sent her here, but it was clear now that she would have to prove herself to the Argonians and earn her place among the Guardians. "I don't expect to lose," Golden Girl said calmly. She promised herself that they were the ones who would be surprised next. Golden Girl waited with the other young women who were going to compete in the games. They moved away from her, talking amongst themselves. As she waited alone, she saw everyone else who stood apart from the crowd, surrounded by her own followers. The Guardians and all the Argonians seemed to shun this other woman. "Who is this?" Golden Girl asked one of the Argonians. "Dragon Queen," she answered. "She is a witch. She used to be the Princess of Argonia. Now she wants to be our queen. But she doesn't have any more chance of it than you do." And the girl turned away. Golden Girl shook her head and stroked Olympia's neck. At last the games began. Golden Girl lined up with the others for the first contest, which was a foot race. She won it easily, because only she had spent her youth running for miles through the desert wilderness. She has chased down fleet rabbits and hunted birds with her bow and arrows. And so she won the archery contest and the spear throw as well. She won the wrestling match, the sword duel, and riding Olympia, the horse race. The other young women began to stare at her in awe. Golden Girl defeated the Guardians themselves in contest after contest. Soon, the crowd began to cheer for her to win against the other contestants, for her bravery and skill were wonderful to see. At last, there was only one person left who had done it as well, Dragon Queen. Bling! Okay, Joe, you can take over.
Oh
All right.
man,
Look at that beautiful
let's
piece
appreciate
in
the art first before
Yeah,
Yes.
Joe digs in there.
that is nice.
Yeah,
Both of them
I like
on there. All right.
it. All right.
Okay. The final contest was a chariot race. It would decide who won Solaria's golden gem and ruled Argonia. Golden Girl hitched Olympia to her chariot. She had never driven a chariot before, and the unicorn had never pulled one. But she and Olympia shared a special bond between them. Golden Girl knew they could win the race. They pulled up alongside Dragon Queen's chariot, and at a signal, they were off. Dragon Queen lashed her horse cruelly with her whip, but it could not run faster than the unicorn. Golden Girl began to pull ahead. Furious, Dragon Queen swung her whip at Golden Girl. Golden Girl cried out in pain and anger. She turned and caught the end of Dragon Queen's whip.
Ding.
Oh, wait, ding, sorry. It was a double page, so I forgot the ding. Okay, hold on. Okay. The two chariots collided, sending up sparks from their wheels. Pulling hard, Golden Girl yanked the whip from Dragon Queen's hand. Dragon Queen lost her balance and dropped her reins. Golden Girl raced on to the finish line. She was the winner of the games. The crowd cheered wildly. The people were glad she had won, and just as glad that Dragon Queen had not. Ding!
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah, that's great.
Better than
Look at
the first picture of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that ogre looks intense. Did you want me, Rebecca, or you, or what?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, zoom a little bit in so I can
Yeah,
adjust my thingy.
Sorry.
Okay, okay.
I'll
Or
read the
my
girl
thing, yeah,
parts. I'll read the girl lines.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
yeah. All right. Okay, Dragon Queen, bruised and scraped, climbed from the wreckage of her chariot. Her eyes blazed with rage. She had lost the crown of Argonia again, this time to a total stranger, not even one of her own people. But Argonia no longer had the gemstone to protect it.
My people
And I
will
think this
regret
might-
this day when I help Ogra and his northern barbarians conquer them. Sorry, I just want to hear Joe's girl voice once.
Okay, all right.
She hissed.
Do you
All right,
want
Joe.
me to do that?
Yeah, Joe, do it.
And Golden Girl will regret it even more. She gathered together with her followers, Wild One, Vultura, and Moth Lady, and slipped silently out of the arena. She was
Joe,
already
I want in that voice that you just did, I want you to say, "She will rue the day."
She will rue the day.
There we go.
What's that from? I don't know.
Is that you
Okay,
trying to do Shadow Weaver?
I don't know. I was just trying to do a kind of a hissy, like evil woman. I don't know. But a Moth Lady had slipped silently out of the arena. She was already plotting her revenge. The Guardians led Golden Girl through the cheering crowd to the Palace of Jewels. They showed her the shield of the stones and her place at it. Do you want to do the girly voice here?
What is
this
your
is a girly
name?
voice.
Onyx asked. Golden Girl, she said. The others nodded, surprised. I'm just reading it because Joe doesn't want to read girl parts.
Well, she already had a name that fit. Well, they said the others nodded, surprised. She already had a name that fit because her gem was gold. They gave her own golden amulet to carry and her new shield with its golden center. Then they told her about the magical powers of the Shield of the Stones. Ding!
But now the shield is powerless, Jade said.
Go
Joe,
ahead,
are
Joe.
you going to
You
continue
got-
reading it?
Oh,
I want to
okay,
hear
wait,
your
this is a
girl
girly
voice, in a
voice.
girl voice, not a witch voice.
The gemstone fragment was lost, along with our queen Solaria. They all
That's
looked at her
actually
and
sounded like a girl,
That's
Joe.
not bad. Not bad, Joe.
They all
That was
looked
good.
at her and
Seriously.
Thank you. Thank you. They all looked at her in silence. Golden Girl could see that they respected her now because they knew she was a skilled warrior. But since she was not one of their people, they did not really accept her as a leader. The days passed, and Golden Girl realized that the Guardians did not really like her or trust her. They hardly even spoke to her. Here in Argonia, she was still alone, just as she had been with her own people. The thought made her very sad, even though she had won the thing she wanted. But very soon she had more important things to worry about. The barbarians from the north, led by the skull-masked Ogre, began to attack them again. Dragon Queen was helping Ogre in secret. She told Ogre all that she knew about Argonia and how to attack the islands. Soon there were burning villages Soon there were burning villages everywhere, and terrified people begging the Guardians to help them.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
look at
That's a
it.
bad piece
might
of art.
be
That is badass.
might be my favorite art piece from the book, but it's hard to choose. But man, that's so beautiful.
It's
And
it's
I love it.
intense.
The bleeding over to the other page. So
Joe,
good.
you should
Yeah.
take this bottom half image and just put that on a shirt. That would be really cool.
That could be all. Yeah, that's fucking intense. Yeah. All right, back to you, Rebecca.
Okay. But Joe, I want you to read the boy part. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You can if you want
real
to.
quick. You might have. Wait, I'll try to do an ogre, but then you're gonna have to do ogre too. At one point, we've got to hear your ogre voice.
All right.
Oh God, that's gonna be
Oh,
funny. Golden Girl and the Guardians led Argonia's small army and its fleet of ships against the barbarians. They fought with more courage and skill than the barbarians. They fought much harder because they had more to lose if they were defeated. They began to drive the barbarians back everywhere, even though they were outnumbered. Golden Girl even led a surprise attack on Ogre's own camp on the shore. Ogre escaped them because he was away meeting with Dragon Queen. But the Argonian soldiers took many prisoners and captured weapons and supplies. They also rescued a young man they found tied to a post in the center of the camp. Golden Girl cut his bonds and freed him. The captive looked surprised to find a woman leading the warriors who had rescued him. But he smiled in relief. "Thank you," he said. "You saved me from the cruel death. Ogre likes to make his enemies suffer." Golden Girl nodded grimly. The Argonians knew that all too well already. "Who are you?" she asked. Joe, do you want to read the boy?
Yes. I'm Rick James, bitch. No, I mean, I am Prince Chroma, or I used to be.
Just sitting
Sorry,
here doing
that
all
just
these voices, and I'm just reading them.
I mean, look,
It just
hey,
works perfect.
look at Rick James.
It just worked. It was a perfect timing. Okay. I'm Prince Chroma, or I used to be, the stranger said, his face filled with sorrow. Ogre's barbarians killed my father and took my father's kingdom, which lies far to the east of here. I escaped, and since then I have been a soldier of fortune, fighting him whenever I can. I had hoped to ambush him, but I was captured while spying on his camp. And back to you, Rebecca.
Oh, Golden Girl getting the tinglies here.
Golden Girl felt a strange attraction to this brave, lonely warrior. "We are fighting Ogre's barbarian as well, to save Argonia," she said. "Will you join us?" "Gladly, Prince Chroma."
What? I was doing the guy voice.
Is it too distracting having both of us read it?
No, it's fine. I just was gonna say gladly. So now back to you.
Prince Chroma returned to the islands with Golden Girl and her army. Ogre was mad with fury when he learned of the raid on his camp. He called his barbarians together for a new attack on Argonia. Dragon Queen helped the barbarians openly now. She used her magic to call up sea monsters and demons. This time, Golden Girl and the Argonians could barely hold them off. The Guardians had no magic to help them. Golden Girl knew that soon Argonia would be defeated. Golden Girl called the secret meeting of the Guardians and asked Prince Chroma to come to it also. "Things look very dark for us," she told them. "If Dragon Queen and Ogre attack us again, we won't be able to stop them. There are too many of them, and we have no magic on our side. If only we still had the gemstone," Onyx said. "It was lost with Solara. It gave us all the powers of magic through the shield of the stone." Sapphire told Prince Chroma, "It protected Argonia. It was all that stood between us and the barbarians." "We searched for another fragment of the gemstone," Ruby added, "but we couldn't find one." Bling!
Oh man,
That's
Right?
badass with those sea serpents.
Like I said,
that's cool.
the pictures that bleed over are so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe, you take it.
All right. All right, zoom a little bit. Let me adjust my thing. Okay. All at once, Golden Girl remembered the strange cave she had sheltered in during the storm. I was like, shit, wait, what? I was like, it did a hyphen.
She
I
is
was trying to
shitting.
shit. Did she shit? She forgot the cave she shit in. Okay.
Joe
All at once,
Amato's
Golden-
one weakness while reading hyphens.
Hyphens, yeah. Okay. All at once, Golden Girl
Those
remembered
that
the
hit me
strange
up.
cave she had sheltered in during the storm. I'm sorry.
I mean, to
She
be
is
fair,
shitting
to be fair though, it is an odd place to kind of. I know why they do
Yeah.
that, but it's.
Yeah.
I would have
At least you know
adjusted
where
it
shit-
so sheltered just would have fit on the next
Oh,
sentence.
God. All right, but she had sheltered in during the storm and the beautiful crystal she had found there. She still carried the stone with her, hardly daring to hope. She took the crystal from a pouch at her belt. Did the gemstone look like this? I didn't do a girly voice, sorry. The others gasped. The crystal did look very much like the one they had lost. Golden Girl placed it at the empty center of the shield. Suddenly, power spread along the lines in the tabletop. The stone at the tip of each star point began to glow. So did the gems that the Guardians carried. It is the gemstone.
It is the gemstone.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
being
you do girly. Yeah, it said.
It is the
Jay said one.
gemstone.
Golden Girl felt the gemstone's power fill her. Oh, that's you, Rebecca.
Then it's time to attack, she cried.
Raising her sword, she led the Guardians out of the Palace of Jewels to gather their army once again. They sailed out to meet Ogre's barbarians who were heading toward Argonia for a final attack. Dragon Queen was on the lead ship. She filled the water with sea serpents and clouded the air with magical fog. But the power of the gemstone lit Sapphire's shield, and its brilliance melted the fog away. The weapons of the fearless Guardians, edged with magic, drove the. I was like, is this another hyphen? Drove the sea serpents from their path. The Argonian soldiers leaped aboard the ships of the barbarians and fought fiercely. The shield's magic gave the Guardians unusual strength and skill. Swords rang and arrows flew as they drove their enemies back to the mainland. Dragon Queen was furious. She had not suspected that Golden Girl and the Guardians had gotten their magic back, and she had not been prepared for it.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was zooming out as you were reading.
Like,
Look at the images again.
I'll let you show off the artwork while I read this one.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's
Right?
awesome.
Look how powerful she looks in that picture.
Yeah,
Look at the blood.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, ah. And look at all
They
the
weren't
detailed
playing.
pictures in the back. Like, you have, Sapphire, Prince Chroma, Jade.
And
all
someone got
fighting.
cut in the face.
Yeah.
On the shore, Golden Girl
Pretty
led her army against the barbarians. The barbarians. The barbarians began to retreat. Ogre, their leader, would not let them run away. He roared a challenge and rode out to meet Golden Girl, riding on her unicorn. She fought in the huge skull-masked barbarian leader's sword to sword. The gemstone filled her sword with power, and her skillful attack struck him from his horse. At the sight of their leader falling, the barbarians turned and began to flee in panic. Ogre escaped in the battle that followed. When Dragon Queen saw that the battle was lost, she disappeared in a flash of magical lightning. She went back to her safe castle on the Storm Isles. Golden Girl and the Guardians saved Argonia. Golden Girl returned to the Palace of Jewels with her triumphant army. The people of Argonia lined the streets of the city, cheering. The Guardians and Prince Chroma hugged Golden Girl and cheered her with the rest. They all knew that without her, they would have lost the war. She was the leader they had needed. They knew now that she deserved to be their queen. After the celebration, Golden Girl stood with Prince Chroma on the highest tower of the Palace of Jewels and looked out across the sea. They could see the Storm Isles where Dragon Queen lived, protected by evil spirits. Beyond the storm, there was the mainland, where Ogre and his barbarians still lurked in the hills. Argonia was safe, but only for now. Golden Girl was sure that the enemies of her new home were already plotting more evil. the Argonians would have to. The Argonians would have to be on guard, for there was a perfect. Sorry,
No,
I am
good.
blurring my words right now.
Okay.
The Argonians would have to be on guard, for their world was not a perfect one, and never would be. But in spite of that, Golden Girl smiled as she looked down over Argonia. She was happy at last, for she had finally found the place where she belonged. The end.
The end.
That was a
was
good
awesome.
story.
I like that.
That's
That
a
was a
great
lot of fun.
story.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it is. It just to hear, like what Golden Girl went through. You did hear that she never felt like she belonged anywhere, and I guess a lot of people can relate to that. Growing up, sometimes you feel like there's this group of kids or these friends, or even within families. Sometimes you feel like you don't belong, and when you do find that place, it's it feels good. And just to see where she went, where she started, and even when she was entering Argonia, and how people looked at her, and how even the other guardians were kind of like mocking her, laughing at her, and then she still, even after winning, wasn't getting the respect. It took a lot to get that, and to finally feel like she has a home now.
And it's a shame that this didn't get a show.
Cartoon.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun to put that in animated form. That would have been really cool.
To see the whole build-up, whether it was in X amount of episodes or a long length movie.
Yeah,
to see
you could easily go the Thundercats route and make that a multi-episode thing to start this off, or even if it was just a 3-episode cartoon that just did that and established that, and that's all we got. At least that would have been something. But yeah, that was really cool.
Absolutely.
I purposely did not read the storybook because in my mind already I was like, well, Joe read that one last time. Let's go with that angle again, and I'll just sit there and experience it as you're reading. I'll read along as you're reading it out loud.
So how were you feeling through it, Nathan? Since that was your first experience,
what takeaways. That kicked a lot of ass. I really enjoyed that. That was awesome.
Yeah,
it didn't shy away from stuff.
Yeah, and there's others to do, but I mean, it is unfortunate. Like you said, we never did get a cartoon. But like, for example, I'll just let you know, like this particular Golden Book coloring book, it's basically what we just read there, but a little more simplified, because they were, they did go through the whole thing about the games
Solar's
and
design
everything.
And that is fucking cool. It's
here's what's. Yeah, that's what I wanted you to see. Solaria.
I say Solara. Joe says Solaria. I don't know which one is right.
I
think I pronounced the L a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm trying to split my
You're
thing
probably
open.
right.
Okay,
You're probably right. I pronounced.
Here's Solaria, and I love her look. This is Solaria, and then of course Dragon Queen. But you can see she's a lot more detailed with her look compared to what we've seen in the storybook.
She's got her Valkyrie crown.
Yeah, absolutely. And she does the same thing in this story that she did in the one we just read. She jumps into, in fact, I'll just show the page. She does jump into a hole. This one shows her going forward more, and she just dives right in with that gem to her death. That's what I said. So even in the coloring book, you're getting about her jumping to her death. And so it was a little more simplified, though. Yeah, it's amazing. Now, and again, in this one, like I'll show you Ogra. I noticed that in the story we just read, he didn't have a single part to read, no words. And same thing with this, he didn't. But there's like how Ogre looks too as well. But this it's a great storybook coloring book. But in this, Ogre didn't have any lines of dialogue. The one we just read, he didn't. Now, Rebecca, I don't have those 3 Choose Your Adventure books. Was there much dialogue from Ogre, or did they kind of have it to where he didn't talk much?
Here and there, not like oh, he's a big talker or anything, but yeah, he has some lines.
Okay.
Gosh, I'm trying to find the one.
And what I like is, and what you see from this while you're checking to look for that, Rebecca,
Here, hold on. Let me read this passage to you real quick from this book.
Okay.
Wild One screamed in terror. I need my glasses again. Shit.
You're fine.
Sorry. I need to read with my glasses. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I feel like an old man. Like, okay, children,
No.
come gather round. This
See,
is my
you do
story
voices.
of wonders.
Yeah, all you need is like a blanket and like a pad or something.
And did you guys ever watch Young Indiana Jones?
Yes,
Where like the old
the TV
Indiana
series.
Jones is like in the beginning and he's like telling the stories. Wild One screamed in terror as you okay, so this is creature, so it's referring to you, your golden girl, because it's referring to the child, your golden girl. So when it says you turn back and see that the flying horse has lost its wings, Dragon Queen's spell has worn off. Wild One is high in the sky on the back of an ordinary horse. Down she plummets, screaming all the way, her shrieks drowned out by the terrified whines of the falling horse, its forelegs scrambling it to grab hold of the air. You turn away. You cannot bear to watch as they hit the hard, rocky surface of the dead islands. And that's how Wild One dies.
Oh wow.
Her and her
That's
horse
descriptive.
crash on fucking.
Yeah. I guess.
And there's
I mean, it
another.
does-
I can't remember where the other one was, but there was another one where like Ogra. It's describing how like Ogra is and his army like attack a ship, and the last sight they ever see is Ogra's sword coming at them. It's fucking cool.
I would have
It's-
loved just my. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, it would just it is shame, and I would have loved, again, it's what we were saying earlier, just to picture a cartoon. Of course, I'm sure maybe it would have been as graphic, but you know what's funny? If it was for a TV cartoon thing, yeah, they would have had to
It
dial
would
it
have
down.
definitely
But
softened it up a bit.
yeah, they would have softened up, because I'm just picturing, after especially some of the movies that we've been watching of animation lately, the ones that could take it to another level, it would work for that. But seeing as this is
Yeah.
marketed towards kids,
I
yeah,
think
they'd have
seeing
to
just like a movie of Golden Girl would have been fucking cool, even if it wasn't. If you could make it as dark as the stories, that would have been
think
cool.
Yeah.
you take it and kind of make it to where it's geared more towards teenagers and young adults as opposed to like younger kids, and that'd be the way to go. But
Right.
Crom's Mountain says, wow, I guess I need to go find these books for my own collection.
Absolutely,
then-
Crom. There's. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish your thought and I'll pop up.
Well, there are 3 of those Choose Your Adventure books, Crom. There's, I think, 3 or 4 coloring books. There's the book that we just read now that's a storybook. There's a comic book. Rebecca said there's another type of
The
maybe
comic book's
book.
in German, I think. It's in another language, but
Yes,
yeah.
but we could translate.
I am working
you know.
on translating it though, so we can review
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And as you see, it's a story about. I mean, it's not the princess getting saved. Everybody always wanted to assume back in the day there was always a princess getting saved or something, or a female. Like, no, as you've seen, it was a man, it was a male, it was a prince. He was the one that needed saving in this. And the story revolves around all these powerful women. And this is,
it's cool how they chose like, no, we need women to guard the castle.
Yeah.
And it's not like a reason behind it. It's just like, yeah, let's just have women guard the castle.
And there's nothing, and when you were seeing that, you weren't ever thinking, oh God, I don't want to look at that. It's like, no, this is a great fucking story.
They didn't
Look at
shove
all
it
these
in your
heroes.
face. They didn't shove it in your face. They didn't make Prince Promo look like an idiot.
Right,
It's-
amazing heroes with great powers, and I would have loved to see more of them. But Nathan, you get to what you were going to show.
Well, I was going to say, everyone knows that strong female characters just have simply never existed in any genre ever. But James said this: what fascinates me about Dragon Queen's design is that she is far more covered up than most females from the fantasy genre.
Oh yeah, she's like from head to toe covered up. And then it looks like she even has white face paint on as well.
And then Ryan here, I guess he's channeling Dushin a little bit. Why didn't she just throw the gem down the hole?
Well, she wanted to show an extreme sacrifice. It was whatever. Just
they were
going to
kill her.
She was very depressed.
Yeah, they were going to kill her anyway. That was probably the way to escape.
And by doing what she did, she was able to transcend then, and was able to find Golden Girl, and her spirit was to be able to reach her, to bring her into the story, to be this new hero that was destined to be a hero. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and show off everything. Mostly, I think I'm probably since the comic book is German, I think this is all U.S. released stuff. And sorry that the image quality on some of this stuff is not the best. I grabbed them all from one website that had them all conveniently together. So a few of them will be a little rough around the edges, but we'll explain it. So here is the collector case.
Yep, they have a couple different versions of that. There's one with all the girls on there, that it's got that picture, but it's on a carrying case.
Mhm.
And then there's one
The
with Golden
color.
Girl and Olympia on it, which is the one I've got that I'm trying to repair. It's in really bad condition, so I'm trying to repair it. But
Okay.
yeah.
And there's the
Color
color forms
forms.
one.
I feel like everything at one
Had a
point
color
had
form.
color form.
Yep, I have those. I have that set too.
And this is the inside of that, which
Yes.
you get some 3D glasses, which
Mm-hmm. It
Well,
makes
what-
it look like it's for well the every
I
color
yeah.
form.
Yeah, I guess you
It's-
can
it-
kind of vaguely see it here on the back. You see how it's kind of separated in the image. So I
Yep,
guess you put
and
that
not
on
only that, even the figures themselves, of the characters there, they're
Yeah.
kind of like have that weird design too. So when you put on the glasses, it looks like they're kind of really coming out at
Popping
you.
out.
That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
This is
Oh.
like a
Yeah, the Halloween
costume.
a jade Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Well, I
only
guess
seen
that's
the Golden
Golden
Girl on
Girl.
it.
It just looked green. That is
Yeah.
Golden Girl, Joe. I thought it
Oh,
was
that is
Jade for
Golden-
a second.
So
Me
now
too.
I'm
I
seeing
was
the
like, I thought
design.
they only had gold. Yeah, I thought they only had Golden Girl.
It's just
That's what I
turned
see.
green.
this is the only picture of this. So unless I'm mistaken, I go to the next one here. Is this like a Ben Cooper-esque thing where there's a Golden Girl mask
Yes,
that goes with
yeah.
it too?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that before. The mask. It's quite
And also,
terrifying.
Rebecca, I don't know if I'm wrong, but wasn't there even some cosplay pieces like they did for She-Ra, like
Yep.
pieces? Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Now
Yeah,
that
let me
I-
see if
that-
let me
that I
see.
don't
I
have,
didn't
but
know we
yeah.
were gonna go through the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
I'll
if you
just,
find the images, send them to me. We'll pop them up on the screen.
Yeah.
Do you have this cup, Rebecca?
Nope. I need it
No?
though.
Okay. She's like, I need that.
So I have a friend who hooks me up with a lot of Golden Girl stuff, and he had a cup that I've never seen before, but he said his daughter fell in love with it. And I was like, let her keep it. Like it's okay. I'll find
Yeah.
one again
Ah.
eventually. If she loves it, let her keep it. Like let that be a little future Golden Girl fan right there. You know.
Right.
So
We
Do
get
you
a-
have this? You have the game, don't you, Rebecca? This board game?
yes.
Okay.
I do.
So I
Some
like
more
this
beautiful.
5-star competition game, and now you get the back here, and it tells you number of players 2 to 5, approximate playing time 15 minutes. That seems very
that's
short
quick.
for a board game. Yeah.
Next time
So
we're
no
all together,
Monopoly?
we can play it.
That would be cool. Yeah, we should. We roll
haven't
dice
played
or
it.
whatever.
But yeah.
So the object of this game is to earn the most power gems to prove that you are the very best, that you are in the very best shape of all. In this game, each player takes the role of one of the 5 guardians of the gemstones: Golden Girl, Ruby, Onyx, Sapphire, or Jade. You are gathered to compete in athletic events on a colorful 5-point star track. An event begins with the draw of a card. Will it be a chariot race, an archery contest, a foot race? The suspense continues as you face your opponent in a finger throwing game called Sword Shield Stone. Okay, so rock paper scissors. To the winner go the power gems that will determine the ultimate athlete. Beware though of Dragon Queen, the toughest opponent of all. So that's awesome. That it gets a little board game, but 15 minutes that kind of
That's
sucks.
quick.
What
What happens to the 2-hour Monopoly rage that everybody has and then wants to fucking quit the game? But
Let's see.
yeah, there's all the pieces and cards. And nice and little moving pieces.
Get a lunchbox?
Do you have the lunchbox, Rebecca?
Let me see which lunchbox. Sorry, I'm trying to look for some. I do have that and the little sippy thing that comes with it.
The
Okay.
thermos?
The thermos, yes. I call it a sippy cup. I'm like a baby.
These
I've
These
got-
are
pins?
super fucking expensive. These things run
Yeah,
for
I've only
copies
got
and
Jade and Onyx of these. And I've got 2 Onyxes. I've got the pin as well as the necklace.
people
and then
do
I've
not
got the
look
necklace
these up on
for
eBay.
Jade.
Don't look them up on eBay.
Don't
They're
even
too
waste your
fucking
If
time.
high.
somebody wants to send me some, that'd be great.
Well, how
There you
much?
go.
How much do they go for?
I
I
thought
got
these-
mine for $15 a piece.
Oh, sweet Jesus. You ain't going to get like one of these less than 100 each one, if I'm not mistaken. Some I thought were
Wow.
even more. I seen
Man,
the
I
whole
would have loved to get all of
these.
them. But
Yeah. If somebody sees these on eBay cheaper, yeah, let Rebecca know or something,
or just
or
buy them
hook her
for
up.
me or something.
Or just buy them for do shilling them like I do.
And this is
Hey,
the one
there's
Joe
a
gave me.
puzzle.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
jigsaw,
a
a couple
puzzle.
of jigsaw puzzles here.
Yep, Joe
Yes.
gave me that one. I've got that one as well. I still need to put that one together.
Yeah,
That
they
was
go great in a frame.
just a little local toy show. That's literally 5 minutes from where I grew up. I came across this and I was like, "Holy shit! There's something Golden Girls. I need it." And again, I only paid $15 for it.
Nice. What
That's a
is
good
the
one.
how many pieces are these puzzles?
Those
I can
are-
look real quick for you. I don't
Mine,
know.
I thought was a. Oh, okay. I
What's
thought it was a
yours?
couple
Because they're the
hundred.
same sizes.
It's probably what, like
Is it?
two.
I think. Hold up.
There's a couple hundred. I'm almost
It's
certain
got to
that was
be.
a couple
I would
hundred.
assume it's like 250 or 200 or
Yeah,
something.
because I know
can't
some were
imagine it'd
averaging
be-
250. Then there was the insane 500, but I'm almost certain that was a 200 piece puzzle, at least 250.
This is
What the hell is
the
that?
sleeping bag.
No shit.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know if
made a
I've ever
sleeping
seen
bag
that.
with this. Yeah. Sorry, the image quality on it sucks though. There may
that's
be a
okay.
better image on the internet, but that's cool. Yeah, sleeping
And there's
bag.
quite a bit of merchandise, which is
And
in a tote
and
bag. I'm
Joe,
assuming?
just for you, this is a stamp set.
Wait, is that little figurine in there?
Yeah, there's actually. Yeah,
Do you have
get
the
a little-
stamp set, Rebecca?
No, I found these pictures online and I posted them on the little Golden Girl
Holy
page we have
shit!
set up.
No shit.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I would love to have that little figure.
Yeah, fuck, because there's I mean, like you see, well, there's a good amount of merchandise, but not
200
tons.
pieces.
200.
So what- 200?
I figured.
That's what I
I
said.
figured it'd be 250 somewhere in there.
All right. And
Yeah, I still
do
gotta
you have
put
the
this one
sleeping bag,
together.
Rebecca?
No, I don't. I saw the
No?
towel as well. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
James, James says, put on that female voice and get in that sleeping bag with him.
Jesus Christ.
So
There we
here's
go.
a terrible image of the book that we just covered. A couple of these, you can see the image quality on these aren't as good, but Rebecca
Coloring
actually
activities.
had them that she was showing off the covers for.
Yeah.
Here.
I don't have that one that you just showed, but like.
That was a Oh,
that
okay.
one.
There's one of the
I
Choose your
love the
adventure,
cover of
another
that
one.
a lot.
Yeah.
What is the
And I
believe-
that one's cool too. I really like the
These I spent a good money on. I spent $300
Yeah.
bucks to get all three.
Holy
of these. So they were
those
$100
are
bucks
cheap.
for each
Yeah.
one.
holy
They're not cheap.
shit.
I wanted them.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
fuck, I'll take them.
and
They
that,
had
the
all
one
of
you
them.
showed before.
And I was just
I
like, okay.
have that hard book. So I do have that. I have the hard book. I think I got that. I got
But-
that.
Yeah, beware the spider
Give it
bites.
to me. Give it to me,
And I
Dad.
have
Yeah, Rebecca showed this off earlier too.
That's-
Or
that's
Joe
the-
Joe did.
this.
Joe did.
That's
Joe
the
had.
Yeah.
coloring book I said I forgot I had. Like
Yeah.
I'm so
And-
glad I didn't order another one someplace because I
Yeah.
have it.
And-
I forgot I
And
owned
the
it.
other one
I
you
don't have
showed, I
that
had
one.
that one too. I don't know if I
Oh,
fucking
give
got
it to
that.
me, Joe.
I got I got that too. That's another coloring
It's the only time in
story
his
to
life Joe's ever heard that, by the way.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah,
that's what
I do.
Rebecca has.
I love this Golden Girl and the Crystal of Doom. I love, dude, Joe. Take
Oh my
that
goodness.
image and put it on a fucking shirt. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's Ken Bard. I think that's the artist who did all those
Yeah,
covers. I think
yeah,
that's
he
Ken
did
Bard.
all the
I love this
creation
right
of the
here.
books.
This
Yeah.
looks like something out of a Harryhausen movie to me.
You can find these. They're not always that expensive. I just happened to find them all together, so I was like, okay, fuck it.
They
I
are
just had
they're
got
pricey
a
though.
decent paycheck at the time that I got it, so I was splurging.
I love the. I already.
It's got some
mentioned
really
this.
good
I love that too.
illustrations in them as well.
Oh yeah.
How many illustrations? Oh, I didn't know. Are there many illustrations throughout
Yeah,
the stories?
there's a lot.
How many pages
There's a
would
lot.
each of those books?
Yeah. How
Okay.
many? How many pages are?
They're
are
like
there?
I think 71 pages, 72 pages.
So they're
and
okay.
that's not including that's all text. That's not including the art.
and since it's choose your own adventure, it could jump you around. Obviously,
It does
when
jump you
read-
around, and,
Oh,
and I
okay.
remember I
We-
was like marking the pages whenever.
You know what?
Oh.
We should do
That'd
one
be
of
fun.
those though.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
love
where
that.
we
and
decide.
let the chat decide.
No, not the chat. We decide where we
We
want
let
to go
Dushin
with
decide.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Hang
Let's
on
see
a
what's
minute.
this thing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah, I didn't know
Okay.
that about those.
Why,
I thought they
like-
were all just words. So
No. There's a bunch of illustrations in this, and it's all Kinber, like you said.
we honestly with this and probably other stuff because I know there are choose your own adventures of other properties. That is something we need to do because that's something we've never done before. Is a choose your own adventure book, and that would be pretty fun to do.
Yeah,
the only one I can
uh,
think of
I can,
He-Man
put
wise
more
was from
pictures on.
Lady Bird. Yeah, Ladybird had one of those
Wait
books
a
where it was choose
second.
your own adventure. And would you believe it involved a horse? But go ahead.
Check
What?
check this out. Golden Girl and the Vanishing
Horse?
Unicorn by R.L. Stein from Goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Holy shit. That's
Yep.
crazy. That is awesome.
And there's Wild One before she plummets to her violent death.
Mhm.
Still waters
and-
run dangerous.
This one's
Yeah.
online. I don't own it physically, but I've read it.
All right, so
posted it all.
the also there's probably obviously there's better image quality, so we're moving into the figures now. So we have
Yeah, and just to let people know, I mean, when you get to the figures, the thing is,
I can
honestly,
show off my new creation. I haven't showed it. I haven't posted it yet, but I
oh
finished it
yeah,
like a
that's
week
gonna be a
ago.
good debut. Good. All right. Well, while Rebecca's grabbing that, now honestly, I mean, obviously, I knew about She-Ra back in the day, but I never went into the girl aisles because, well, this is where these would be as well. I probably would have been inclined to want to buy them. I know She-Ra, you'd think I'd want to, but for some reason, these just look so much more warrior-like.
Joe, I agree with you wholeheartedly. The way that the packaging looks as well, it's vastly different than what you would see with the She-Ra
Right.
figure. So I would be more drawn to the packaging of Golden Girl than I would She-Ra.
Yes, and
Yeah, even though
aesthetically,
it's
these
pink,
are
it's not too girly.
right. And you have that just how that painting again is on showing her. Just she looks so barbaric. It just looks like a warrior. And the other thing is aesthetically, these are different. Their legs do bend, correct, Rebecca?
Mhm.
That's how the legs kind of.
Yep.
And also, these shields. I swear to God, you could put somebody's eye out with them. These
They're
ain't little
die-cast.
plastic things.
Yep.
Yeah, they are die-cast metal,
Really?
heavier and fuck.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, you
throw
need a
those
stand to hold your
Woof.
figure up, or else they'll just tip over. The
Wow.
shields are heavier than the figures.
Holy shit!
We gotta get Nathan one of these just so you could feel it, Nathan.
Yeah.
I honestly, I just assumed that it was plastic. For the
No,
show.
fuck.
they're die-cast.
Everyone is die
Okay.
I could imagine just raging at siblings, and instead of throwing like a plastic other He-Man
Well-
shield, you throw that, somebody's eye is gone.
Because when Golden Girl was first brought to my attention, when Rebecca had mentioned it and we talked about it briefly, and I went and looked at them, I and still am kind of interested in picking up a couple of these. I probably wouldn't get
Oh,
them
you won't
all,
regret it. Yeah,
Mhm.
I have
Man.
some. Like when you get it, you're like, damn, I want to get more.
You'll look
Yeah.
at it and look at the detail on the figures, like the costumes and stuff, the little stitches. You're just gonna be like, oh my god, like
Yes,
Mhm.
I really
So
I
much
can't believe those are
detail.
die cast and not plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You ain't gonna believe it, man. One of them hurts. Like a couple of them, when you with the points on some,
What are you
it
doing
fucking
with
hurts.
them?
Well, I wanted to feel how. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Are you trying to kill somebody?"
I'm like,
No,
I
just
don't have.
wanted to
I have
feel-
all those shields, and none of them hurt me because I'm not doing.
No, it does if you squeeze it hard enough, because it's hard.
I'm
And
not
if you squeeze it, you
squeezing.
okay. All right.
What is
No, I
that,
get
Joe?
what you
If you squeeze it,
Squeeze
hard
it
enough.
hard enough. It hurts.
I
No,
like
it's
Okra. I think I would pick up. You put the helmet on him. I think that
It's
would look
cool,
really
yeah.
badass.
Yeah. And they only had
think-
Ogre and Prince Chroma were the only two male figures, correct?
yeah.
That's
By,
it.
by the way, isn't it funny that the villain has a brushable hair as well?
Oh, Nathan, do you have the concept art characters?
I don't. If you want
I'll
to send
send
those
those
to
to
me,
you.
yes, send all that stuff to me. We'll show that off too.
And there was what, 4 of them, Rebecca? 4 of the concept characters, or was it
No, I
4?
think it's more like 5, 6.
So,
5, okay.
admittedly, though, Prince Chroma's
He's the
His-
weakest
he
one.
looks-
of
a
the
little
four.
rough
yeah.
here. That's
Yeah. He could have did with a
The
shorter
guy gets fallen
hairstyle.
on hard times and he's using drugs.
it.
he
Honestly,
does.
when I saw this, it made me think of Team America, like the
Yeah,
the marionette.
Team
Yeah.
America.
It looks like
marionette.
that in the face. Yeah,
It does.
it
Yeah,
really does.
Prince Chroma
Golden
might be a
girl,
little.
free me for America.
Yeah, he's rough looking.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
That's easily the weakest of the line here.
Yeah.
Ruby's looking pretty hot though.
Yeah, Ruby's awesome. She's a fiery, tempered one.
What's with her
course she
knee?
Wait, what's wrong with
It
me?
might have been
Uh,
bent in there.
Oh, because it's the it's rubber. It's not plastic. So just like Barbie legs, they get mold and discolored very easily. So
Mm.
that's the only downside to those.
And that's probably
Yeah.
kind of the one thing to watch out for if you're wanting to purchase these on eBay, right? Is to look for
Yeah,
molding on
look
the
for that.
plastic on the legs.
But it's
Yeah.
even in boxed ones. Like I have a couple boxed ones.
Ah.
That
Yeah, that makes sense too.
motherfucker.
See, squeeze
Facebook
that
won't
hard,
load.
Rebecca. Get hers and just trust me. If you put it in your hand and squeeze it, it hurts.
Joe
squeezing
really
Well,
really enjoyed hurting himself with Sapphire's shield.
That is, I'm telling you,
Right.
that fucking thing's like a ninja star.
okay, Nathan, I'll send you those
Okay,
after this.
I like
Yeah, they're sharp.
Volterra. I like
Volterra
her.
is awesome.
I like her, especially with the way that her hair is too. How they
Mhm.
managed, they did that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, the bad guy designs are really cool.
They're-
The heroine designs are awesome. She's one of my favorites. She reminds me
Wow,
of
one.
Valeria from Conan when she's got the
Yeah.
black face paint on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I get the vibe too of just like misfits from Gem because of the paint.
Yeah,
or-
what I like about all of them is they're very punk. looking.
Yeah,
They're very
yeah.
80s and like they could be 80s rock stars or punks and warriors. It's so fucking cool. I love it. It's so sword and sorcery. And that's one thing that really sets it apart from She-Ra. It's not sci-fi fantasy like She-Ra and He-Man.
Right.
It's purely just sword and sorcery.
Mhm.
It's
Yep. That's
all
it.
based
Yeah.
magic based. There's no tech in it.
And look, there's Prince Chroma before drugs.
Which one? Yeah, a little bit better in that pose, at least. With
My-
the
little
My
bit.
my poor Prince Chroma, like his eyes are so like just like the paint on them is just faded. So he looks
really?
like he looks scary.
Okay. Okay.
I gotta repaint his eyes. But yeah, he's the weakest one of the bunch.
I like they look pretty. They look great, but gosh, man, look at the
evil.
I-
It seems
I
like that's
love
always the case, isn't it?
all of them
Enemy.
together. If anything, if I'm gonna buy any of them, I'm probably just getting all these.
And again, isn't it? It's always like that. It seems like the evil warriors are always the
Well-
more appealing. And hey,
Well, Joe,
if you want to,
it's like wrestling. Most
Yeah.
of the time, the bad guys, the heels, were the ones that. You were the same way too, right, Joe? For me as a kid
Yeah, there was
watching
heels I
wrestling,
liked.
I always gravitated more towards the bad guys. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah,
it was
there's
either
just something
the bad
about 'em.
guys or a good guy that looked over the top superhero. It's like it was the Ultimate Warrior. But bad guys, I like bad guys. And here, unlike the Princess of Power line, to where it only had how many evil characters, bad characters in the vintage line, Rebecca?
Oh yeah,
Princess
there
of
was let's see, Catra and Entrapida and I guess Double Trouble
Double is yeah. So when
she's
you look
half
at
a
it like
bad guy.
that, right?
Yeah.
And they were scared to take the chance of having evil-looking characters like Shadow Weaver in it,
Yeah, they
or
didn't want the
Scorpion
scary
in it.
looking characters. They wanted the pretty
Right.
ones. So
But this line, they're like, "Fucking no! You are gonna see some evil warriors and good ones, and it
you
works,
get
and I like
equal
it."
number, so
Yep.
more or less.
So
Yeah, just awesome.
the cool thing too about this line is you can get outfit accessories for the figures that they sold,
Yeah.
and there were 3 different sections. So we have glorious glitter.
Mhm.
How Rebecca, how do you feel about the costume accessories?
They're what the one in the. I'm not crazy about them. I still collect them. I have a bunch of them, but I haven't opened them. They're still in their package because I don't care about displaying them. If I get enough dolls and I get the outfits like out of the package, I will. But I don't want to. I don't think it's worth it to destroy the package to display the characters because
I get it.
I think the clothes hide the beautiful sculpt of the figures too much. I
Yeah.
even prefer to display them with their capes off because, again, the capes are so bulky on the little figures. It hides all these beautiful details that they have in their costume work up here. So
Mhm.
I prefer it to be displayed without the capes just because the capes are very bulky. But
Do you have all of those accessory fashions? All of them?
I don't have all of them, but I have a bunch of them.
Yeah. There's quite a few.
I'm with you on it, Rebecca, because looking at these, especially these, they are really bulky to put it. But I like the idea that they did this instead of releasing variants of figures. Hey, you can buy this costume accessory and put it on the figure you already have. So
and that with the brushable hair is what makes it the doll aspect of it, the action doll aspect of it.
Gotcha. Yep.
Then we have Festival Spirit. So yeah, it's not, the idea
They
is
cover
great,
too much.
but it covers too much, and
Yeah.
it's
Some of them are better than others, but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
what I'm okay with them, but I wouldn't. I'd rather have them displayed as they are.
The original design, like the costumes are
That's
already
it,
in,
yeah.
or yeah, you can't
Costumes
get
are
any
just
better
so
than that.
stunning.
But just
Yeah, I'd want them in the originals, but it's
But
nice
for-
options. I can see what they're
Yeah.
doing, like for like Barbie. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to do that? Yeah.
The
Yeah.
problem is, like, they were smart in making Barbie 12 inches because the smaller the figure, the more weird the fabric is going to lay on them.
Mhm.
The
Sure.
bulkier it's going to get, the more stiff it's going to be.
That's a
So,
good point.
Yeah.
trying to make fabric for little figures is hard.
Now we're gonna get into the playset aspects. So these are
Oh, I've never
Tent.
seen these before, but
the
man,
tents that
I
they
would-
would have.
those
I've never seen any.
some people
Are they
do
real
have
rare?
them. They're extremely rare because it was a very limited release of the tents.
Yeah, I'd never seen them. I'll be honest. I didn't know they had the tents. You
I've
know,
never
beyond the
seen them
Palace of
online
the
either,
Gin-
but
Yeah,
I've
they
heard
call them
about
dream tents. So is there any
Holy shit.
significance in the name dream tent? Is any of that ever name dropped within the stories and the significance of why that they have them?
Yeah, there was
Just
an,
the tents up.
yeah, go ahead.
Wasn't the ones? Well, I mean, maybe not these tents, but where Golden Girl came from, remember her homeland. There
Yeah.
was tents. Remember,
Yeah.
she was fascinated.
That and
by
Ogre
but-
had tents as well.
Okay. Never seen that. There's that.
I'm
son
still on the
bitch.
hunt for this. I'm still on the hunt for
Yeah,
this. I've
get some
seen
money,
it.
get rich.
I've had offers on it, but like it wasn't complete, and I really want it
Yeah.
complete. So I'm like, I'm
Woo, that's
not going to shell out that much
Okay.
money for something that isn't complete. So
yeah, it's going to cost you some money. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, indeed.
if somebody buys
Yeah.
that for me, they'll be my best,
Someone buy
have the
that for.
they'll be my best friend.
I like how Rebecca has suddenly turned
Become
into
me?
Joe now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's summoning her
Hey,
inner
send me free stuff. I need this. Send me free stuff.
That's great. And you have the chariots and horses for
I
both
do.
of them, correct? You have,
I love
Yeah.
the chariots. I think the chariots are one of my favorite things. I display Golden Girl and Dragon Queen on her chariots. I stand
That's
Dragon Queen up
badass looking.
because it looks better that way. But
Oh, does it?
yeah,
Okay.
her
Hers looks a
fucking
little more
chariot is
badass.
sweet.
Yeah.
Golden Girls is gorgeous too. Having the light and the dark like horses and their chariots is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's-
that's cool. Here it is in the box. It even tells you light up
Mhm.
horn and eyes.
Yeah, it's more so light. Mine doesn't have batteries and it doesn't work. But I think
Here's
you can
the-
push a button on it and it goes.
Here's the box.
Isn't that
for
awesome?
1,000 gems.
Man, I love
I
that.
wonder how rare that
People
is to
say
see one in a box.
people say the plastic is really flimsy on it. So you
really?
gotta be careful. Yeah, it's that really brittle plastic that doesn't age well, so you gotta be careful. Yeah,
Shadow
that
and chariot. Yeah, I like
is
that a lot
fucking
too.
cool.
Even James saying those chariots are noise.
Yeah,
Nice.
one of my favorite
Those are.
parts.
So is the art. I'd love to see more close-ups of the art, but
Yeah,
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a
That
badass
is
looking
all
chariot.
that I have. I'm gonna save the concept stuff that Rebecca just sent. We'll show
I
that
love
off.
the
let's show you
flames,
something I just
too.
finished. Like
Yeah,
I said,
let's
I finished
see.
her
Yeah.
like a week ago.
Oh yeah,
It's
go ahead. And
made
show
of
that.
Mythic Legion's parts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's
It's my
awesome.
version of Dragon Queen.
She looks
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's
She
great.
looks
Yeah.
great. That's really
A
cool.
lot
That's
more
really cool.
detailed.
How badass
This
it
is
would be,
the-
Rebecca, if they brought a line out and brought Golden Girl back. We got
Right?
fucking
Well,
Golden Girl back out
that's actually the next question that I had. Since Galoob put these out, who currently does anyone know who?
Dude,
Currently,
I've been trying to fucking track down the rights. And it's been a
Rebecca's
dead
gonna
end.
buy it. And we're-
I
there.
tried.
She ain't shitting.
I
She ain't
tried.
shitting. Yeah.
I can find it. I think
Yep.
who bought Galoob in 19 somebody bought Galoob. What was it? Was it Mattel? It wasn't Mattel. Somebody bought Galoob, a big toy company bought Galoob in
Well,
1993.
you know what you
and
could
the
do.
rights after that, just like nobody knows where the fuck they are. Tried
Well,
contacting
here's-
people. No, went nowhere.
Here's what you can do. sell something as official Golden Girl merchandise and see who sues you.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be something? Because I think isn't Popeye, I know it's random and out of nowhere, isn't Popeye's license in limbo? And that's why they were able to do just like they've done with Winnie the Pooh with this horror movie shit, they have a Popeye horror movie that's coming out. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Because he's in limbo.
Hasbro. John said Hasbro was the one that brought it, yeah.
It is something. I can't wait to see the
So-
concept stuff, because it is really cool sometimes when there's merchandise of things that, you rarely see, and it's just so fucking awesome. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes there's really cool fucking things that's just like, damn, wouldn't that be awesome to own it?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
where's
that be
my
so-
stupid cassette tape and that I got? at Max
That'd be
Look,
awesome. It's great. And look,
need
there's
to open
original
that.
art on that cup. There's even
No,
some unique
sorry,
art on there.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some
Just
unique art
imagine
on there.
if you drop that right now.
Yeah, I won't
It's all
drop it. You know what's
plastic.
interesting?
Wasn't that?
Here's the
is
weird
that
thing.
not is that not like just a hard plastic though? It wouldn't break.
It's hard plastic.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Yeah, this is dated 1984. The plate and bowl are dated 85. So just an
So they put
interesting
that
piece about the
together.
art.
That
But what-
picture
no.
is the one. When I said on the carrying case that I have, it's that pictures of the girls that are on there, not the one of them all lined up like Joe.
Okay,
Reed.
I just found it. Yeah, but I did find it strange that this cup came with this, but that's how the set came, and I like that it was a different piece of art. But it's just I like the trademark that it's
Yeah, that's got
84
the more
here, and then
cartoony art, the more animated art, and the other one's got the more realistic
I like
art
that
in
they
there.
did a mix in that set, so 2 different years. But yeah, could you imagine Rebecca having some unique piece of shit like that? Huh,
I
I'm
well,
lucky.
Well, I mean, I have that stupid He-Man like cassette tape and book that I could open at any time.
you guys can trade. You
Yeah.
can trade.
Even Steven.
If Hasbro owns the rights to this now, as we've seen in the chat here, then they should do something with that. They really should.
Yeah.
You would like to do a G.I. Joe Classified, put out a 6-inch scale of Golden Girl, and do it where there's no brushable hair, molded hair, do all that. That would be great. But here is
Absolutely.
as
Concept.
Rebecca has shared, some concept characters here that were planned for. I'm assuming
Wait,
Coral?
these were coming, but
yeah, these
the
are
li-
new wave too.
Coral,
Coral.
All right.
Pearl,
Pearl.
Brr.
Cool.
She's cool.
Spydra.
I like the design.
Yeah, I like that. I love that fucking
Mhm.
crown
Yeah,
slash
well-
almost.
Wouldn't the name have to be changed though?
Why?
Because
Is
of
there somebody else
who else has the character named Spydra?
Well, in He-Man, but I think it's spelled different,
Yeah.
right? It's with a. Is it with a Y
It's
for
spelled with a
He-Man was a
Y.
Y, and this is.
Yeah, but
And this
is
is
it
an
not
I.
enough to?
Which one
is
came
it-
first, though?
Mm.
That would have to be a Dushin thing.
I think it's the human version,
Then,
but
yeah,
That-
Wait a
just a
second.
single letter.
that's
make a
totally not.
difference.
that's totally not Queen Angela.
Wait, oh no, keep going. I thought of something. Never mind.
What?
Yeah.
Nothing. I thought I had something in my head about. Never mind. Keep going. I apologize.
Oh,
Look at this, man.
I started a custom for him. I have 2 customs I'm working on of him.
That's
Mythic
Look at
Legions
that
Legends
Atlas.
version, a Mythic Legions version, and like a one from the original toy, so that it looks like it'll go with my original toys as well. Cause he's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
The demon tail, the
I like that.
spikes on his horn. He looks like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell they were just gonna reuse Ogra as well
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
for the
You can
top
definitely
hat.
see that. Turquoise.
She's so pretty. I love
Kind
the
of-
blue with her dark hair. It's gorgeous.
There's like this. It's like Egyptian Native American quasi look here,
Definitely
especially with the boots too. You get the just.
Oh, I
that,
see what you mean.
very
Yeah.
Native American.
Yeah. So you,
Oh, maybe even a little Aztec, maybe too.
yeah.
Mm,
And that's what we got with the.
I am going crazy though, Rebecca. I thought that there was one of those Concepts was released. It was in another country, limited, but I thought that the box was slightly
Yes.
blue but not pink.
No,
right?
no. Okay. Hold up.
or-
The name was, I forget which one was it.
Wasn't it Demonia or
I think it's
Diamondia?
Diamandia, but it's
Yeah.
just jade in the box. Or ruby.
But with the
It was jade or
repaint.
ruby.
Yeah,
A subtle
she's
repaint. It's literally just.
she's repainted, but I swear the box
Yeah.
had a different color too, right?
A couple of them have different colored boxes.
Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
one had blue boxes and everything. So yeah, there were different ones.
So they're rare, but it's still, I mean, it's official, just a
I wonder how
repaint. But
far they
hell,
went before all of it was canceled.
I don't know. I mean, wasn't at least one released though? I mean, they showed it in a box. Am I not nuts?
No, it was released, but it was literally just. I can't remember if it was Jade or Ruby. It was one of the redheads in the box. It was literally just her, and
But didn't the box
the
actually say?
repaint- the box said Diamandia on it though.
Okay. Okay. I
I'll
just
try
wonder
and
how many
find
they
it. I'll
made.
try and find it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. See if any sold
I
on
actually
eBay lately. I
think-
know it's some.
I actually
Go
think
ahead.
me and Tom were talking about it not that long ago.
It's just weird. It just went into my head about that. But
We got this from Simple Tricks Nonsense. Using only 80s actors cast a live action Golden Girl in the Gemstones movie, rated R version.
So
that-
like foreign actresses?
They would probably use a couple, admittedly.
well, hell, while
Well-
Rebecca is looking up. Oh, wait, did you find something?
No. Okay, I found it.
Okay. Well, while
Alright,
she's
I'll
looking
send it
up
to
and
Nathan.
sending that image to Nathan, if you guys have any questions for us in the chat, shoot it right now. We'll answer anything you got or anything you want to say. Just pop it in there, and we'll give you a shout out.
That
We'll
worked out
acknowledge
really
it.
well because a few weeks ago, me and Tom were talking about that, and he sent me a picture of it. Like, did you see this? I'm like, yeah, I've heard about it.
See, I knew
So,
about it. I guess I just didn't send it to you. I apologize.
Yeah,
See,
it
I
is a
knew it. It was in
subtle
my head.
repaint of Ruby.
Okay. See, I ain't crazy. Look at that.
But
Joe
it
had
doesn't
this
look,
information and didn't share.
anything. But it didn't look anything like the Diamandia concept art.
Yeah. No, agreed. But so
But
you
the
still
box
gotta
is
have it
made,
if you-
and it was a blue box instead of a pink box.
See,
Which
it was blue.
some-
so yeah, this is very blurry, but
Yeah,
you guys
sorry.
will get the idea. No, you get the idea.
Yeah. See, that's what I was saying. See, Joe ain't crazy. I knew this, and I just didn't tell Rebecca. I was holding out information, I guess. But
Yeah.
that'd be cool to have.
Holding
Be cool
out
to own it.
information, not wanting to send her any of the Golden Girl stuff that you
I
got.
know.
Oh, she ain't getting this goddamn thing. You know how rare this thing is? You know how rare this set is? This is awesome. This thing is like one of a kind. You ain't gonna
I'm
find
gonna
that
go
anywhere
set
else.
that book on fire.
Oh shit. But all right. Well, again, you
I'm
guys
gonna be
having
an
questions?
athlete. I'm gonna be a princess. I'm gonna be Golden Girl. Sorry. I had to do it.
Hey, you knew it.
They're, for anybody wondering, they're bigger than He-Man and She-Ra action figures. So
Yeah, they got a little more height.
you can
little
put them
more height.
together. They'll just be like Amazon women. So they're a little bit taller than him.
What a shame.
So we got that one.
It's yeah.
Let me show this one off real quick too. This is animated.
Yep.
Yep.
I will battle Dragon Queen and her.
So, yeah, just imagine if they look at that.
Cool.
That would be. They should have made a cartoon out of this.
Damn.
Fire Ruby, Onyx Jade, and Prince Krona.
Isn't that awesome?
No matter what dark magic Dragon Queen conjures, I will not.
And look, it's this story we just fucking read.
Yeah.
Guardian of the Gemstone.
You know, seeing that shit makes you wonder, did they have something planned and then just
I think they did.
pulled-
I think
Yeah.
I've heard. I don't have any like facts in front of me, and everything on the internet I take with a grain of salt because I hear this person say this and this person here say this. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to pretend to know like the answer, but I think that was more of a let's put this together and try and pitch it as a TV show.
Yeah.
is what I think
Yep.
it was.
A little promo.
A lot
picture,
of people say no,
absolutely.
there was a TV show. There is a pilot for a TV show out there somewhere. Never seen it with my own eyes, so I can't confirm that.
Yeah.
I just heard somebody
Yeah, I
say
don't
it,
think I've ever.
which we all know. I don't
yeah.
believe anything I read on the internet, so
Check
Right.
check the Library of Congress.
that's what somebody
Would they
needs to
have
do,
that?
right?
Yeah, because like
Yeah, they have
some people
everything.
have managed to dig up rare pilots from there, like the
No
American
shit.
version of the Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. That terrible thing.
damn.
Uh,
It's a shame we never got it. Go ahead.
James sent me a piece of Golden Girl art that he had scanned.
Ooh, where do you
Oh,
get
yeah.
that?
I
Wait,
don't
is
know.
it that from?
No, he just emailed it to me. He's like, "Hey, here's some Golden Girl art that I scanned." So,
Why do I feel like I've?
That's on the
Hmm.
cover of a That's on the cover of one of the coloring books. I don't own that one, but
I was
it's
gonna
on
say
the
that's why
cover
it
from
looks
the
familiar.
coloring.
I want to go grab my thing real quick. Hold on.
oh, all
Don't
right.
grab your Joe, can you wait till we get off air? Jesus. I know. I mean, they're hot in that picture, but come on, you can't wait. Jesus.
There's
Hold up, that picture's nice. Hold up, I gotta go grab my thingy real quick.
I need to feel something. I need to
Dragon
squeeze
Queen's
something.
booty did it for her.
yeah. The question from Fedmon here, and that's a serious question. Since you've done unicorn themed stuff already, how about doing My Little Pony 80s TV pilot miniseries? You may need a horse expert.
I love the My Little Pony.
There's that dark. I've only seen that one bit. I think
Pilot.
Dushin sent it to me.
That pilot is so good, and it's the only My Little Pony thing that's that like dark.
Yeah.
I like My Little Pony. They're fun and it's cute and everything. But like that pilot, that was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That I would be willing to check out. Oh, hey, there
I
you
knew
go.
it looked familiar. So that's one of the coloring books, and then of course, there's one of the other coloring books, and then here is the comic that we were talking about. But yeah, it's in one of them other languages.
Oh, okay.
German or something.
Interesting.
Open it.
Okay.
See what James pointed
Give me
out
a
about the
second.
commercial. That's my theory too. I think I wrote up a whole theory
Yeah.
on that on social media at some point. I'm like, it's too random. There's a story going on there. So yeah, I totally agree.
Well, wait, the back cover is some art, and it's not a giant story, but still really nice art in it. It does have really nice art.
Hold it still.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah, that's
translate that.
great.
So if I translate
Yeah, once
it,
that gets translated, we'll definitely cover this too. But another beautiful piece.
Why, Joe, did you gradually start obtaining so much Golden Girl stuff? Was this?
Well, he's got sticky fingers.
Well,
Stealing. No.
that's because he went and he left for a couple of minutes.
The Golden Girl art does it for him,
Yeah.
and so does Ruby Shield.
No, honestly, it was when I started getting some of the She-Ra figures, because again, I didn't have those as a kid.
Yeah.
And when I was starting to collect other things, I was like, I want to get She-Ra now. And then as I was looking up She-Ra, sometimes people were getting confused with lots and putting Golden Girl, and I looked at like, damn it, I never got that. I was like, that looks cool. So I started getting figures like, these are fucking better. I just loved them. I loved the looks of them, the feel. And yes, again, the shields. But yeah, I just started getting stuff. I was like, I want to know more about her
There's a story behind those shields.
Yeah, probably.
There's history with those shields.
He probably put some up his butt or something.
But anyways, no, and then I was like, well, what kind of stories does she have? And that's when I was starting to get coloring books and then look for other things and see that, wow, there's not much, but what's there is, I was like, it's kind of dark, but it's a very good fucking story. And I was like, it's so sad that she went away. I mean, obviously, because, well, it was because of She-Ra, because when you see He-Man, it's like, oh, wait, that's He-Man's sister, She-Ra. And Golden Girl just kind of got pushed right off to the side and went away, and it's so underrated. And I'd love it. I'd love to see a comeback for Golden Girl, a rebrand, something that would just be amazing.
Hasbro put out some figures, test it out, see how it does. Joe, this is for me and you, buddy. How do you feel about John Cena turning heel?
I loved it. It was so cool. That moment.
It was really, really cool. I mean,
it was. We've been waiting. Rebecca's like, yeah. She's like, here we go, a fucking wrestling question. But
I don't even know what turning the heel means.
It means becoming bad guy.
You're a bad guy.
Because John Cena, yeah, he's a baby face, good guy. And for years, people have been wondering, and Cena is even teased with turning his heel one time in the ring. People are like, come on. And this is his farewell tour. And so it's this whole thing leading up to him trying to get to WrestleMania. So he turned heel, and that face he made to going from happy to that face, like, that was fucking genius. Go ahead, Nathan.
I was sitting there because I was mostly bored by the show. And
Uh-huh.
we get to the main event, and I'm like, all right, Cena won. He did his submission finish. I love how he had Punk in there, and he's like, I'm sorry, because this is his last chance to break the all-time championship record held by Ric Flair. Him and Ric Flair are currently tied at 16 title reign, world title reign. So if he wins, he gets 17. And when he turned, because Joe was messaging me about the show, and then I have another wrestling friend that messages me during shows, and I haven't watched weekly TV, so I don't know how telegraphed that kind of move would have been really, but I saw that and I'm like, they actually did it. I am shocked that they decided to go ahead and do that. So I'm
what's
excited
funny about it, Nathan? Yeah, I'm saying, see what he's gonna do. What they'll do with it too. But isn't it something that we get so excited that he's a bad guy? It's like, it's a strange kind of world. Usually rooting for the hero, but now they lost their shit. Like it was the greatest thing in the world. It's almost like when we're talking about with these figures, we grab like the figures that are evil looking, look cooler, and for some reason, people just want him to be a bad guy. I guess.
Well, that's the beauty of it, because with him being on his farewell tour and him planning to retire, the crowd is now fully behind him, and now that they're fully behind him, he turns heel. So I'm curious how it's gonna play out going further. I don't know what happened out there.
Nathan, did you know so?
Go ahead.
As we're talking about this, I think Rebecca's brain is just shut down. She's like, "Oh, it's
yeah,
fucking
she's
wrestling."
like,
No, I was looking. Yeah, I was looking through my folders. If I could find that outfit picture.
She's like, when they're done talking about this stupid shit, I'll show them something. But
it's great. When I was messaging Joe, I said it's nice to see that wrestling as a whole is just healthy, and that they're wanting to be ballsy and do that. And we can't take away from the fact too, Joe, that on paper, like PLE, because the whole thing is Rox made this offer to Cody Rhodes. Hey, essentially, sell your soul to me, sell out. I can take you to the upper echelon. I put you in movies, all this stuff. And Cody sits there and he's like, go fuck yourself. They don't edit it or nothing. I'm like,
no, and it was so hard and raw. And he's
it was.
Guy, but the crowd like, go fuck yourself. He really like, God damn it.
So between that and Cena then turning heel, I'm like, well, what is I'm drunk at this point. I'm like, what is happening? It blew my mind. And in this day and age with wrestling and watching it for as long as I've had, it's hard to get that kind of reaction out of me. So for that to happen, I'm like, all right, holy shit, I'm in. Strap me in. Road to WrestleMania. Here we go.
Yep, that was good.
We'll see how it turns out. JSP saying that they had a question earlier. Let's try to find
if we didn't see it, he might have to pop it back in.
Yeah, go ahead and pop the question back up there, JSP. Crom's Mountain saying, sad thing is I never saw any girls playing with these back in the day. It was only a few years ago I knew they were even a thing. Yeah. It's a very underappreciated line. It sucks because
I think it was too barbarian for girls and too girly for guys, maybe, and just got ignored, which is sad. But I think I would have fucking collected it. If I just seen it, I would have got these figures. I know I would have got them.
Rebecca sent me the image.
That's the costume.
Yeah.
It was just a screen grab from a website, so there's like a little arrow thing on it.
Oh, so there was the dress up I was telling you about. Yeah, the dress up set I was saying. Yeah. Isn't that cool? I wonder how rare that is too. Because I've seen pieces pop up. So if you guys see that online, send it to Rebecca along with the enamel pins and the Palace of Gems. That's like $2,000 fucking dollars. Something. Just send her all that shit. Be like me. Like but if anything, you do see this pop up or like let us know about that at least.
No, yeah, I think that was Joe's way of saying, you know what, send it to me too if you don't want to send it to Rebecca.
No, wait, could you imagine? I think Rebecca would like fly out from fucking Florida here to murder me if I was like, Rebecca, look what somebody sent me, and I had the Palace of Gems. She'd be like, oh, get the fuck out of here.
Go raid your house.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit! What else we got?
Let's see. Yeah, Oliver Belmont pointing out when John Cena debuted in 2002, he was heel when he was doing the Dr. Thugonomics thing, but people, I guess, assumed after that, once he became the big baby face company toting the line character that he's been for so long, and they just thought it would never happen, that he would never turn heel. So it's nice to see that they wanted to do that. Haven't seen any other questions yet. We'll wait for JSP to pop up.
There was some from Fedmon. If you scroll up, was
I wonder if Golden Girl did get a TV pilot. Is it even in English? More likely French. But at the same time, James saying, I'm not even sure Golden Girl was released in the UK. So this seems all US based here. Well, aside from the German comics, so I guess maybe there is a little some.
Okay, and I was gonna say up just a little bit higher. There was another from Fedmon. He said, "Series."
No, we already asked that one, Joe. You were away.
That's when I was grabbing my things. Okay,
yeah, that's when when you were grabbing your thing, Joe.
Okay, all right. Well, I think then if that's it, we got them all then?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, all right. No, that was fun though. So I was gonna say if you get. I really enjoyed that. We got to do more of that, more Golden Girl, more of the reading along with the stories. It just makes it.
I think we need to cover another one of these books down the road a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was a lot of fun.
Take more pictures or scan them or something. I need to invest in a good scanner. I don't have one.
Yeah. Hell, the next one I think we should do is maybe that the Choose Your Own Adventure, so we could do that.
Yeah, Choose Your Own Adventure definitely on the table. And Joe, you said there was a Master Universe one.
Yes, there is. It's Ladybird put it out. There was only one. That's the only time I've seen a Master Universe one do that, and maybe we could do that too.
Yeah, we should do that at some point as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I was gonna say, if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
I got this for you, Joe. It's a little riddle that Dushin wanted you to try to solve, okay?
Okay.
So, here we go.
When I was 4, my brother was twice my age. Now I'm 40. How old is my brother?
Is 60?
Why do you think it's 60?
Because he's twice your age.
That makes no sense. When I was 4, my brother was twice my age. Now I'm 40. How old is my brother?
80.
80?
Yeah, 80.
So you think he's 40 years older than me?
Yeah, because I'm trying to take your age 40 times 2, and that gives me 80.
That's incorrect too. Guess a different number. When I was 4, my brother was twice my age. Now I'm 40. How old is my brother?
It's not 60?
It's definitely not 60.
And it's not 80?
No. You're really far off.
50?
Where are you getting 50? So he's 10. You think he's 10 years older?
I guess.
When I was 4, my brother was twice my age. I'm 40.
20.
So you think you're going? So what? So you're saying he's younger now?
I don't know.
God.
No fucking way. He's 44. Oh my god. That's great.
He doesn't keep getting older. Jesus.
Exactly. She's thinking it's double and everything. Oh, poor thing. That was pretty good. Oh, thanks for that, Dusha. That was funny. You don't think I'm smart, Dusha? I'm fucking quick as a whip. That ain't the same. See, I'm an idiot. I don't know. Fuck it. Sharp as a tack. There you go. I'm sharp as a tack. All right. Is that it? I don't know.
Sharp as the tack, and sharp as the shields that you would get with the figures, and you put them up your butt, right, Joe?
I'm telling you, everybody, if you haven't already, get a Golden Girl figure. Get the weapon and squeeze it in your hand. It's really hard. Really hard. See you, Dushin. Yeah, fucker.